me wanna go. Take off my jacket pants and shake my bag around and I think that China get cranky. Toy makes me lose control. I never say door, you gay sport holes. Oi, baby. Door. I squeeze my members and go night and day. Yay, and doy makes me feel giddy and so gay. Yay. You make me wanna hold my knees real tight and take off my jacket pants and hey, should I say doy now?
I'm down with doy.
Till I tell you how. Doy. For this, you stopped the song?
Yeah, Geldy, you're going to be next, by the way. They're going to come in and drag your ass out of there. How do you like that? So, yeah, he better put on his pants and his tzitzis and his beanie and all that stuff. They're schlepping him out in Israel, man, in the Gaza.
Oh, these are young. When I say young,
in Neva Dekalim.
Protesters, ultra-nationalist protesters.
Never hang out, and of course, this is just like what we had in South Florida. I was telling George in 2000. All those carpetbaggers, all those outsiders came in, all those Ojan Provocatorum. Only those were Goyim, and these are Yidlach, okay? These are right-wing Jewish extremist punks who came in from the outside as Ojan Provocateurs to stir it up. As they say on the sports shows, as Joe Rose likes to say, to stir it up. Isn't that what Joe likes to say, I think?
Yeah,
does stir it up. Well, good to see that everything is under control in Iraq.
Yeah.
At least 43 people were killed and 76 wounded when a series of car bombs exploded at a crowded bus station in central Baghdad yesterday, sending debris and body parts flying across the scene. You know that you have things under control when you go outside, you see body parts flying in all directions, and horrified survivors fleeing on foot. The assault, the deadliest in Iraq since mid-July, took place at the height of the morning rush hour on what is the Iraqi equivalent of Manhattan's Port Authority terminal. Hours later, the chart remains that those buses lay scattered across the site, and policemen inspecting them pulled out items such as a baby's milk bottle and tattered pieces of clothing. There were a lot of bodies, a lot of smoke, said Faraj Lilo Anad, 37, the police officer in charge of security at the terminal. When the explosion happened, I could feel myself flying through the air. That's what Dove said this morning.
You fairy.
Something about how much he enjoys that. Didn't he say that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Sure, I heard it. 845 votes on the poll yesterday. And George's question was, it is most pointless to try to restrict which of these? Prostitution, 216. Prostitution?
Absolutely correct.
Una prostituta?
Big with this crowd.
Drugs, 151. Pornography, 66. Language, 57. Well, gosh,
Hartnett?
Nudity, 49. Sodomy, 43. Oh, God, it makes me want to play. I don't think we can play that anymore.
Oh, I played it yesterday, so.
You played sodomy?
I did.
Ooh, I just like that. I like the sour note there at the beginning of that.
Wow.
Oh. Wow is the word. That's enough. Gambling, 35. Speeding, 32. Gay marriage, 31.
Gay.
Cell phone usage, 27. Gun ownership, 26, especially in America. See, if I were over there in Gaza right now, I'd like to fire a couple of warning shots up in the air and say, all you Getchkis, get your ass out of here, okay? All you punks, all you Farbissen right-wing lunatic religious nuts, get out of here. I'll give you like 10 seconds. Then we're going to start shooting more in your direction.
Well, they got them rubber bullets.
You want to see some idiots move real fast. Abortion, 26. Sleeping with your kin, 20. Unless it's on Passions, of course.
Right.
That's what Whitney would tell you.
That was
Whitney
a late
Tad.
entry. It would have done better.
Video games, 20. Swinging, 19. Yeah, you should have just said incest. Would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking cigarettes, 17. Puffing on those faggots. Pitbull. Geldy sounded kind of surly this morning, didn't he?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit on the surly side, like humorless. Pitbull ownership, 6. And movie admissions, 4. That's George's poll yesterday. Excuse me. Our poll today. So when are we going to start with the, we don't have time to do it for tomorrow, but how about next Friday?
The Ask thing?
Ask Friday.
Eric had some concerns. I thought he was going to email you on that.
Concerns about what?
About whether or not it would be kosher for Pesach.
Kosher ass?
Rectum. Blessed by the Rebbe.
Me.
He said a bracha over it.
You tell your shirt. And this is what they feel. They feel that something here is done.
They don't get that one Getchke out of there, the one with the big white rain catcher hat on it. He's just getting on my nerves already. They're all jammed inside the shul there in Nevadekalim, okay? And none of these people live there, by the way. I should point that out to you. Not a single one of these people lived in that settlement. These are all outside Ojan provocateur, fanatical right-wing Jews. Coxachois, you maniacs. Okay, our poll today, picking up where we left off on Tuesday. Now, how did Tuesday come out?
Meaning what?
The ugliest, I guess there was no contest for Marty Feldman, right?
Marty Feldman, yeah, he ran away with it.
And then the Humper did pretty good, too, I understand.
Yeah, I don't understand. He was in the top 3, like number 3.
Who is the all-time ugliest? I was pleased that Mo edged me out. The all-time ugliest female celebrity, radio, TV, and movies. And I got a short list so far. And if anybody out there had the, let's see, what? It's the National Examiner, the tabloid. I got a lot of the tabloid stuff, by the way.
Oh, goody.
If anybody had that and saw the picture of Babs that they got in there this week, you have never seen anything that gruesome. Even a pile of puke is more attractive than Barbara Streisand looks right now. She is just, I think it's a Jew thing myself. She's grotesque. She is just ballooned up. Yeah. What the hell did I do with it? Wasn't I talking to you about that this morning?
You were. We were.
I sure hope I didn't lose it, because right next to it was a picture of, what's his name? Ryan Philippe, damn near naked. And boy, he's a lot prettier than she is, but then again, so is my ass. Okay, so that's the poll today, and what we got so far, 157 votes, and I'm sure we'll have lots of, there's so many ugly broads in so little time. 157, Sandra Bernhardt, 65. Now, was there any doubt? She was kind of like the equivalent to, the female equivalent of Marty Feldman.
Right.
Rosie O'Donnell, 33. Roseanne Barr, 22. She's right on Rosie's ass, and the two of them are obviously having a great time. Barbara Streisand, 10. I'm telling you, if you saw that picture, oh, no doubt.
I saw it.
Whoa. Am I right?
Yeah. It's a beast.
Not only is she ballooned up, but she looks like she could pass 180 easy. Imogene Coca, 9. In fact, I'll tell you one thing. If they want to clear out all those Getchkes in there, all they have to do is hold up her picture. They'd run for their lives. Imogene Coca, 9. Oprah, 7. A.K.A. Elsie the Borden Cow. Toady Fields, 5. Betty Davis, 4. And B. Arthur's got a pair. Yeah, she wore the pants in that family,
yes,
Walter.
She did. Polyester.
Oh, boy. She really annoyed the hell out of me. She's just over the top. Another walking ad for anti-Semitism, kind of like Jerry Seinfeld. And these Getchkes over there right now.
Those hardline religious.
No, he's driving, he's rocking back and forth. He's got the old, whatever he's got, ants in the pants,
There's Captain Courageous with that hat.
Either that or he's got a bad, maybe a little Pepto-Bismol couldn't hurt. Civil libertarians and the Pentagon appear headed for yet another train wreck in the ongoing dispute over the so-called second batch of photos from Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq. In response to a lawsuit by the ACLU, the Center for Constitutional Rights and a number of medical and veterans groups demanding release of 87 new videos and photos depicting detainee abuse at the now infamous prison, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he's probably smoking one right now, General Richard Myers, said the release would result in riots, violence, and attacks by insurgents. In other words, if they saw this grotesque stuff, in court papers filed to contest the lawsuit, General Myers said he consulted with General John P. Abizaid, head of the U.S. Central Command, and General George W. Casey, Jr., commander of the U.S. forces in Iraq. Both officers also opposed the release. He believes the release of the photos would incite public opinion in the Muslim world and put the lives of American soldiers and officials at risk. Oh, thank God they're not at risk right now, you know. It's only 1,860. The situation on the ground in Iraq is dynamic and dangerous, Myers added. I thought the insurgency was in its waning days. I thought it was waning over there.
It's coughing up blood.
With 70, and they pointed out yesterday that there was a piece about the fact that it's like 40 degrees, so it's like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and most of these people don't have air conditioning because they don't have electricity.
Nice.
The situation on the ground in Iraq, in fact, they showed one home, and the woman had candles on her kitchen counter, and the candles were like melted and like the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Also, Myers said there is evidence that the Taliban was gaining ground because of popular discontent in Afghanistan. Well, thank God that couldn't be any of the Americans' fault, or the coalition of the unwilling.
Mission accomplished.
Right. Just like at Abu Ghraib. Robin Fort Myers said, what would your poll be without Marilyn Chambers?
Okay. She used to look good, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't think so.
What?
The Devil in Miss Jones?
Oh, she's never a great beauty. She just wasn't ugly.
But she wasn't one of the ugliest celebrities of all time. She's in the same...
No.
I tell you, I'd put Hermione Gingold on there, but I never got my Boca Brian this weekend, so just to punish him, I'm not going to put her on there. Plus, nobody knows who that is. I'm surprised that Imogene Coca's got 9 votes. She was on with Sid Caesar. Remember Imogene Coca? No, you don't.
I do.
Do you really?
I saw...
Oh, look at their davening over there.
Oh, that uptake. Let's just get a response from the Israeli government on how these images could be going down and how...
What kind of crap is this? Seriously, I think he needs a doctor right away. Maybe Dr. Ruth could help him out. Looks like some kind of a sexual malfunction at his junction. So we'll get some more for that poll, obviously. Oh, yeah, Judaic Park. I wrote that down because you wanted me to play that. George requested Judaic Park.
Yeah, it's good.
And also Ross the Jew. Because of the fact he's so anti-Semitic.
Right.
Wait until you find out. The National Examiner has picked the best burger in America. Well, if you saw the picture of Barbara, you maybe saw this issue.
No, it's also in Star Magazine, that picture. I'm sure it's the same picture.
The picture of the burger or the picture of Barbara?
No, Babs.
Oh, believe me. This burger is a hell of a lot better looking than that bitch. So we'll get to that. You'll be shocked. It's right in your hood, as a matter of fact. Maybe you've even eaten there. In Hollywood, Florida. Can you believe that?
Don't tease.
Okay. Well, we'll do it when we come back.
Give it up.
No. 12 minutes after 10 at 560 WQAM.
Don't you go back to Canada, you Jew bastard.
They were creatures from another time, cloned in a bold scientific experiment. But then something went horribly wrong.
Gentlemen, I have invited you here for the opening of the most amazing wildlife preserve the world has ever seen. A world conceived and created by myself and my assistant, Don. Gentlemen, I give you Jurassic Park.
Excuse me?
What is it, Don?
Did you say Jurassic Park?
Yes, Jurassic Park.
Oh, boy.
From the director of E.T. comes the story of one man's bad handwriting and the disastrous after effects.
What have you done? Call me nutty, but I thought your note said Judaic Park.
So you're telling me...
Right. 20-foot Jews roaming the earth.
Judaic Park, starring Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and a lot of very tall Jewish people.
Why would I want a theme park full of 20-foot Jews?
I asked myself the same question. I said, why would he want a theme park full of 20-foot Jews? Then I thought, hey, who am I to judge?
Judaic Park, coming soon to theaters everywhere.
Filmed in Sunrise Lakes is what I'm hearing. 10:18 at 560 WQAM. Boy, is it a treat to have Geldy and Bo on in the morning, huh?
No.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Geldy sounded surly during that little, there were not like a crossover, but whatever he was, because he heard in the background. He sounded very surly, humorless. He's like in and out.
Of what?
So getting back to the best boogers in America, after crisscrossing the country in a quest to discover America's best hamburger, author Alan Richman.
Oi!
See, there's Jews everywhere. Found gastric paradise in the tropics. Oh, yeah. When I think of Hollywood, Florida, I think of the tropics, the old tropics. Richmond taste-tested some 162... Oh, before I do that, I just got to play it because I'll forget about it. That Rita Cosby thing again.
Oh, please.
This is from last night.
And speaking of sick perversion, we have just a stunning picture that we're going to show here for the first time of Dennis Rader. Pretty graphic stuff. This is actually Dennis Rader basically naked, right, hanging upside down.
Yeah, there you go. Now, she can't speak. She's as grotesque as your ass on a bad day after after having a bad stomach. And she just, I don't know what they're thinking about. She can't speak.
No.
Anyway, getting back to Alan Richmond and his burgers.
Yeah, come on.
Richmond taste-tested some 162 burgers in his 24,000-mile trek. And during that trek, he probably tasted some really bad dreck. And declared in GQ magazine, of all places, that the best conglomeration of beef and bun is at Laytub.
Never been there.
An open-air eatery in Hollywood, Florida. I have no idea where. We're going to have to find out. How are we going to find out? Somebody will have to fax it in. Huh?
Someone will call him, sure.
Running a close second was the Luger Burger at Peter Luger Steakhouse in Brooklyn. Richmond in Brooklyn, of course, where Jews attack other Jews. Hey, this business that Jews don't attack other Jews, ask Yitzhak Rabin.
How's he doing?
Next time you see him. Richmond notes that the burgers in the two restaurants were equal, but Laytub's scenic location tipped the scales. Given a choice between looking at the Intracoastal Waterway and looking at the East River, Richmond says it's not a hard choice. Third place honors went to the aptly named Not Just a Burger from the Spiced Pear restaurant at the Chandler Hotel in Newport, Rhode Island. And forget the cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. 2 Philly burger joints rounded out the Richmond's top 5. What does that mean, forget? Oh, I see. In other words, forget cheesesteak, get burgers. The Rouge Burger at the Rouge restaurant came in 4th, and Kobe Sliders at Barclay Prime was 5th. Kobe Sliders. Just slide them right down, just like oysters.
Feelings for our country. And when I see the people, the wonderful people of these areas, and I see how they rose to the occasion with all their pain, with all their feelings, with their families being involved, I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of these people.
Well, good. Have a nice BM. So there you go. You got to check out Laytub in Hollywood. Maybe somebody will let you know where it is, and then you can taste test it yourself.
You know it.
Miguel came in before the show this morning, was raving about that ice cream, Cold Stone Creamery.
Mm-hmm.
How come we don't have them on here as a sponsor? You know,
Are you starting
our
up again?
sales department is so stiff, man. It's like a cardboard, like a brick. They are dynamite, or maybe they ought to be dynamite at our sales department. They're the absolute embarrassment or disgrace, but we don't care. I just mentioned that in passing just to aggravate them because they deserve it, especially your close personal friend.
I'm dying over here.
That one? The one that's going to be recorded out in a piano case any day?
By the way, Laytub is on Ocean Drive in Hollywood.
Ocean Drive in Hollywood, baby. And it is, what did it say? It's an outdoor, let's see, an open-air eatery in Hollywood. So in other words, kind of like,
it's out on the beach.
Some of those, huh?
It's out on the beach. You can probably watch the boats go by or something.
Well, isn't that great? Laytub. And it's got a picture of the burger, man. There's no way, I don't care how big a mouth, even Stevie Tyler couldn't get his mouth around that thing.
I have Vase.
Wow, it is just huge, just gigantic, and it looks unbelievably good. And it's got like slice of tomato. It's got a poppy seed roll, slice of tomato, then a bunch of like really nifty-looking lettuce, and a ring of onion, and then your cheese, and then your burger, and then the bottom of the bun. Man, oh man. Anyway, oh look at this, WQAM. Hello, QAM.
Hey, tell Neil, Laytub Restaurant's on A1A, right around Johnson Street on the intercoastal side.
Okay, thanks, Pally.
Hi, buddy.
Okay, it's right around Johnson Street on A1A.
On the intercoastal side, I understand.
I see. That what somebody told you? Laytub. Let's give them a nice plug there because they made it national. They got a really big, and now that Cheeseburger got screwed over, at least that one location.
Yeah, just that one location.
In Fort Lauderdale. I mean, I don't want to say that they're out of business because they have other locations that are still open, but they got their lease yanked. They got yanked in Fort Lauderdale, which I'm sure they're not the first ones. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was just wanting to comment on Laytub. That place is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like real underground. It's got like just a laid-back atmosphere.
Underground?
Underground, yeah. It's real dark and dank and smelly and
oh,
funky.
my kind of place, yeah. Oh, that was great.
I'm going right now.
Oh, I bet you've been in places like that before.
I love the stank of dank.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil, this
Yes.
place is really nice, man. The only thing is cash only, no credit cards, and there's...
Well, let me ask you, what kind of a person pays for hamburgers with credit cards? Schmuck, schlepper, get out of here. Cash only, no credit cards. Now, once upon a time, Mickey D's was going to start taking credit cards. They didn't do that, did they?
I'm sure they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'll have a Big Mac, a Coke, and a small fry. Here's my Visa. And then the best part, then you get turned down.
That would be embarrassing.
Yes. WQAM, hello.
Hey, yeah, I wanted to tell you about Celia Cruz for that poll.
Celia Cruz,
yeah.
man, there's a guy. Good choice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Celia, she's a lovely thing, of course. It goes to show you.
I am Celia Cruz and I am dead now, but I remember when I was alive. I will let you do Incredible.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I know you're getting the Laytub reports everywhere, but yeah, it's on the intercoastal side. It's just north of Flicker's, the Flicker Light pizza joint, Capone's Flicker Light.
Okay.
And they don't advertise. They don't barely have a sign even out front, and it's all you can barely see it from the road because it's overgrown in the front, and they got bathtubs, and it's like really rustic, and the whole place apparently, if you read the history of it on the menu, was the guy built it from he owned the land, and he'd go down every day and he'd pick up the jetsam and flotsam from the intercoastal waters, and all the wood and everything's built from that. And like I said, it's rustic. The guy said there's no credit cards because the drinks there, they don't even sell. They sell beer and wine, but they don't sell anything in bottles. It's all cans. And if you go at night, expect a 45-minute wait because the service sucks. Yeah, the service is really bad. They flat out tell you, they'll say, sit down and they'll take your drink and they'll say, well, you're not going to get your food for 45 minutes. So,
right.
Because there's just one little guy. It's like a 6x8 kitchen, and he's just back there on the grill hammering
Hey, if you
away.
think it's bad now, just wait till after we do this today.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it to
Actually, I heard about this about 2 weeks ago. That story came out, and my buddy actually, when he was there, he asked them, "Hey, aren't you guys excited?" And they said, "No, we're not excited. We don't want anybody to think that we got the best burgers because we're having enough problems."
Yeah, they can't handle what they got now. Okay, so everybody go down there and jam the place. No, seriously, why not? If they got a really good product, why not? So maybe they'll have to hire a second guy or something like that. Make them a fortune.
Sure.
I just can't deal with that when people like turn down a free plug. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of plugs, you see this Dead Wrong that's going to be showing Sunday at 8 p.m. I was watching it and popping it in queue very briefly. It looks very interesting.
Dead Wrong?
Yeah, it's about how wrong we were about going to war and everything like that. Like, see? You on CNN?
No, I'm not. I'm watching BBC right now, eh?
Okay.
But I'll go over to CNN if it makes you happy.
Inside an Intelligence Meltdown, Sunday, 8 p.m.
At 11 p.m. Eastern on CNN.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be, oh, yeah, if it's on CNN. First of all, they're putting on a Sunday night 11 o'clock when everybody's schluffing already. And number two, I'm sure that's going to be like real, you know. Oh, there's old Cindy Sheehan in Crawford, Texas, and the growing numbers. And,
trying to meet with President.
I mean, I respect, you know, what she's doing a lot, and I think it's great. But I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit tired. I have a little Cindy Sheehan burnout at this point.
Yeah, well, she's, peeing in the wind. It's not like it
she's
means
peeing in the wind. Well, when are we going to get to watch that?
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Absolutely.
Getting worried about what I eat. I don't want to die from having steak. I don't want to swallow no mad cow meat. Gonna take a break, take it off my plate. Don't give me no beef, boys, I'm asking please. Don't want to catch no mad cow disease and waste away. Don't give me no beef, boys, I'm vegan now. I have to get by on Saturday somehow and waste away. Kick my burgers away. Don't give me no beef, boys, the same with pork. Don't want to get sick from what's on my fork and waste away. I'll have tofu. I guess I'll have to give up flavor to or waste away. Wanna live out my day. Don't give me no beef, boys. I'm asking, please. Don't wanna catch no mad cow disease.
10:33. Now let's see. Who's this from? From Will. Hey, Will. Have a great day, your mama.
By the way.
Yes.
Spoke O'Brien says FedEx effed up. He mailed the package at the regular time. He's calling them now to yell at them.
They did what?
They effed up. He's calling them to yell at them because he mailed the package same time he always does.
And it just didn't get here. Oh, that's not a big deal. I'm sure the stuff wasn't that good anyway. Here's Will says, your report on Laytub may be dated. Mayo or Hyde in the Sun Sentinel. Oh, hold the Mayo, please. It's Trafe. Mayo or Hyde in the Sun Sentinel wrote an article that said the GQ story swamped them with long lines. They even ran out of meat. Well, you know, it's not like we're trying to scoop anybody on it. Just happened to have seen it. That's all. And I figured it was of local interest. And maybe we can just kind of like pile it on, you know?
I know.
Come on, just calm down. Oh, yeah, Phyllis Diller. She's lovely. The most gorgeous. Phyllis Diller for the polls. So many grotesque bitches. How about Tammy Faye? I don't want to get your boyfriend out in front, Carlos, upset. Hey, Carlos.
You fairy.
Tammy Faye.
Sounds great.
With or without the makeup. Let's see. Now, what is this thing somebody just... Jeb Bush F's Florida once again. Florida homeowners will pay to bail out the state. Backed insurers $516 million deficit. Wow. The state-backed nonprofit company's Board of Governors voted Wednesday at a meeting in Jacksonville to take a one-time charge onto all homeowner insurance bills. Anyone with homeowner insurance policy will have to pay a 6.8% assessment to satisfy the Citizens Property Insurance Corporation shortfall, $516 million, regardless of whether Citizens insures their house, condo, townhome, apartment, etc., their whatever, their pup tent. For someone with a $2,000 annual premium, that means an additional $136. This is a special assessment that will be applied to whatever rate increases have been or will be approved by state regulators. Nice going, fat-ass governor. You're doing it, baby. And thank you again to his brother for those low bargain basement gas prices. It's a gas, baby. And, of course, back in the day, we could play a little sound effect and, you know, give you the real gas. Can't do it no more. The best we can do is that. Just pretend that's some gas. Just pretend you heard one of them rip-roaring fart sounds. Gainesville. This is so typical. Well, before we do that, I've got some good news for you. President Bush's job approval has dropped to 41% nationwide, according to the results of 50 separate but concurrent statewide public opinion polls conducted by Survey USA. Bush's approval rating ranges from a high of 59% in Idaho to a low of 29% in Rhode Island. Bush is above 50% in 7 states. Bush is at 50% even in 2 states, and he's below 50% in 41 states.
Oh, my God.
Compared to last month's poll, Bush's approval numbers dropped 5 points or more in 10 states. The single largest drop was in Minnesota, where it fell 10 points. Bush also fell 9 points in New Mexico, and of course they're pretty close to Texas. They're right there on the edge, so they know they can smell it there. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
Now, getting to Gainesville. Why is it there's so much crap in Florida, huh? I think they should stop calling it the Sunshine State and call it just the crap hole state. There's just something wrong in Florida. A controversial museum exhibit of human corpses preserved and stripped of their skin to reveal muscles, organs, and even blood vessels opens today in Gainesville. Despite the state anatomical board's refusal to approve it, the exhibit promoter said yesterday. Whatever that is. Premier Exhibitions of Atlanta argues that the board, which oversees the use of cadavers at Florida medical schools, has no jurisdiction over the Tampa Museum. Well, why does it say Gainesville? Or maybe that's where the board is, you think?
Okay.
In Tampa. They're showing stiffs in Tampa. They just can't make up their mind what they want to be, those mugwumps over there. You know, they got your mom's weenus and all them strip clubs, and they even have a bunch of crystals and steak and shake, but then on the other hand, they got all them mugwumps, all those right-wing fundamentalists who are all pissed off about the devil rays. We will fight for the right to present this exhibition, and we'll fight for the right of the people of Florida to see this exhibition, said Arnie Geller, Premier, President, and CEO. If that requires a court battle, so be it, he said. Bring it on, just like your president said, bring them on. At the heart of the controversy over bodies, the exhibition, is the question of authorization to display the bodies. The Florida Anatomical Board members who voted 4-2 against the exhibit planned for Tampa's Museum of Science and Industry said they were uncomfortable that neither the deceased nor their families granted formal permission for them to be used in a museum. The corpses belong to Chinese people whose bodies went unclaimed or unidentified before being turned over to a medical school in China. Company attorney Brian Wanker sent a letter to the board saying that the bodies were obtained legally and handled properly. Well, how do you handle a dead body properly? I guess you have to ask Quasimodo.
Gingerly.
Dayton Medical University, which handled the body, certified that all died of natural causes and none were prisoners. Lynn Rommel, chairman of the Anatomical Board, said he didn't know how the board's decision would be enforced. He suggested it would fall to Attorney General Charlie Crist, who last week issued an opinion giving the board jurisdiction to regulate the show. Crist spokeswoman Joanne Karen said, it's up to the board to seek enforcement through the courts or the museum to seek permission through the courts. The board could seek a court injunction. Oh, who cares? Let them go see the stiffs in Tampa, for crying out loud. At least it'll give them something to do, right?
Right.
Get them off those tractor pulls and all that other crap. Okay, who is the all-time ugliest female celebrity, movies, TV, radio, etc.? Sandra Bernhard. Of course, there aren't that many radio people, you know? And most of the people on radio, like Shirley Peters and Debbie Ellis, most of the people never seen them anyway, so what do they know, right?
Right. Not a lot.
226. Sandra Bernhard, 85. They're not going to catch her ass. Rosie O'Donnell, 48. Roseanne Barr. Look how many Rosies got.
About 30, man.
Barbara Streisand, 17. They obviously haven't seen that picture yet. Imogene Coca, 12. Celia Cruz. Celia is zooming up the list.
Incredible.
Celia is tied with Oprah, 8. Ever seen them together?
Oh, no.
Same bitch. B. Arthur, 6. Tony Fields, 5. Betty Davis, 5. Tammy Faye Baker, 2. And Phyllis Diller has got the big so far.
This is Neil Rogers. Rock solid. This is 560 QAM.
Sports Queer Radio is what the Q's for in QAM.
Hello, I'm Sal.
And I'm Harry.
Here to tell you about our special place.
Just a short little drive. From New York is the Poconos.
Let's go.
That's where I wanna go to get away from it all.
Where is that?
In the Poconos. It gets filter fish.
Love that stuff.
Play shuffleboard if you wish.
I got a 9.
Go for Saturday brunch. Or father food on top of your dish.
I hope it's kosher.
In the Poconos, Skytop and Buck Hill, Camelback and Bushkill, Mount Airy and Shawnee.
There's even Mickey Rooney.
I know.
Split Rock and Cresco. Oh, let's go poking in the Poconos. We'll have some lunch and then we'll see a show with Tony Orlando in the Poconos. Get a hot shaker.
Newport of champagne.
Sit by the pool and act like a schlub.
Let's get the chicks.
You can meet a nice girl
over by the exercise club. Hey, cutie over here.
In the Poconos, Skytop and Buckhill, Camelback and Bushkill, Mount Airy and Shawnee.
Don't forget Mickey Rooney.
Split Rock and Cresco, hurry, let's go poking in the Poconos. We'll have some lunch and then we'll see a show with Tony Orlando. In the Poconos.
Let's go. Did you forget your teeth this time?
I got my teeth in a little bag with the water in there, but
And the evident, so anyway, Tony Orlando became a born-again Christian a long time ago. We know that, and that's one of the reasons, beside the fact he couldn't sing his way out of a paper sack, that we hate him like poison. Tie a yellow ribbon around his neck, I think, is a good idea, and then hang him from an old oak tree. Think a good idea?
Okay.
Let's try it. Let's give it a shot. Here's a fax from Mark. Oh, Chronic Mark, who hates you like poison.
Yep.
Your good buddy Mike Mayo, Mark says, wrote a piece about Laytub last month. I'd send it by fax, but since it's 3 pages long, it might piss off George. Hey, any fax that you send pisses off George, Mark. He hates you. He likes Nick Bonaconte better than you. This guy's name is close to that. Here's the shortened link, and he sends me the link. tinyurl.com. I would like, why do I need to see that? Also, maybe I will check it out during the break. In fact, maybe if it's 3 pages long, I'll read it.
Ooh, goody.
Maybe we'll have them lined up all the way to Dania Beach. What do you say? Let's get Laytub really cranking, baby. They got the best burgers in America, according to the National Examiner, and according to Michael Holdemayo. Also, I've been out of town a while, says Mark, so perhaps you've heard this. No, I haven't heard it, and I couldn't care less, Mark. But freaking Ron and Fez are going to be on XM now, the same channel as Opie and Anthony. Well, good for them. Please, Neil, fire that effing lawyer agent you supposedly have and get somebody competent. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to get somebody competent? Somebody who's not like a wannabe, like Norma. If Ron and Fez can be on XM, you should own the place. Well, thanks, Mark, and that's true. This is the greatest show in the history of mankind. But you know what? Nobody wants to hear it. Just our crowd. Thank God for our crowd. Got a big crowd out there because we're not doing some stupid-ass sports show talking about all the time and that crap. And Ricky and Ricky and Ricky and Ricky and... Yeah, that crap. How about those Panthers? Oh! Did I mention that Rimmer called the other day? Yes, I did, and that he hates the Panthers like poison and wishes they would lose every game.
Yeah,
Martinsburg, I beg your pardon?
Yes, you did.
I know I did. It was a rhetorical question. Now, let's see. What's this? You have to stop talking about Laytub before they get mad at you. Oh, I sure wouldn't want to have anybody mad at me.
Yeah, they might cut you off your supply.
When that article came out in GQ, they stopped selling the burgers, even placing a sign outside saying no more cheeseburgers. The Herald ran an editorial by Fred Grimm, which I was going to paste to the boy. Everybody's writing about Laytub, and only because the Examiner had it, see? It's just I never buy the National Examiner, but there was something on the front page. Oh, I got the real story about who killed the John Bonet, and about Bob Barker's new sex accusers named their price, and Marilyn Monroe's sex secrets in her own words, and Barbara balloons up like, oh, there's the Barbara story. And there is, where's that picture? Ryan Philippe. Oh, excuse me, I'm busy now. Boy, he sure looks good. Now, what was that movie he was in? 54.
54 what?
No, Studio 54, but the movie's just called 54. And also, The Way of the Gun. He actually packed on 25 pounds of lean muscle for the movie Way of the Gun in 2000. You know how old he is, Ryan Philippe?
About 30, man.
That's the answer. Okay, anyway, getting back to this. Will you stop with the Ryan Philippe stuff?
Sorry.
The Herald ran an editorial by Fred Grimm, which I was going to paste to this fax, but it was printed over a month ago. And to retrieve it, I'd need to pay to search the archives. Well, we sure wouldn't want to have you do that. Right?
Right.
And why should they? Why should you have to pay to search some stupid-ass paper's archive?
Should not.
Well, what does it cost them? I mean, you can check our news archives anytime you want. You can look at anything you want on our marginal website. So what were you telling me about Eric is opposed to Ass Friday?
Yeah, he thinks it might be, I don't know, cause
What?
for concern, over the line, not kosher.
Ass?
Ass?
Ass is over the line?
I don't know.
Bare ass?
Prin?
I'm embarrassed by that, I'll tell you that. Oh, okay, let's just forget about it. I thought it was a really nifty idea and a little bit of fun. But I know Eric, oh, gee, I'm responsible. Yeah, you're right. That'll teach you. That's payback for that crap he pulled on us a few years ago. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah. You and hope you elope with Condoleezza, huh? But basically, the article was about how a one-page ad in GQ would... And don't email me about it, Eric. Just forget about it, okay? Obviously, you don't want to do it. It's a little bit too much work for you. Just forget about it. One-page ad would cost $75,000. The story in GQ is basically worth 10 times that. And the guys basically were pissed off they were getting all this free publicity. How do you like that? Fred Grimm, it says his words admitted to blasphemy, considering... I'm getting a gagging over here. Must be something in the air.
Poison gas.
Considering that shameless self-promotion has become the new religion. We don't want any more publicity. Unthinkable restaurateurs would march naked down Hollywood Boulevard to garner what Laytub dismisses as a damn nuisance. But John, the bartender, with the expression of a battle-weary soldier, shakes his head. We don't want any more stories. No more free publicity, thank you. No more newspaper stories. No. Well, he didn't say anything about it on the air in the Neil Rogers show, did he? Sorry, I want to apologize. And how would I have any way of knowing that? I don't ordinarily read Michael Holdemayo, and I certainly don't read Fred is Mighty Grim. He ain't no Bob Grimm. So how the hell would I know that? You didn't keep me posted on that. I'm out of touch.
Sorry.
So I apologize to the guys at Laytub, and like I said, the food there is crap, and don't go there. That should make them feel better, right? It's a horrible place, and nobody wants to go there, and just even it out.
Right, and it's dank.
Dark and dank, and they got like a big smelly bathtub. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, George, did you ever get the Scott's number for your tat?
Yeah, we're good. What's
Okay,
that?
when are you getting it done?
I don't know.
Get it done, man. Neil!
Yeah.
You're doing a great job filling in for George.
Yeah, okay, great. One of your people.
Oh, yeah.
Really funny. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes. Sounds like your friend, another one of yours. WQAM, hello.
Thank you, Neil. Please don't talk about that place no more. It's so good, I don't want anybody to know about it, okay?
Okay. A woman faces 2 counts of kidnapping in Martinsburg, West Virginia, after allegedly paying 2 boys for a lawn job with a fake $50 bill and then holding them hostage when they caught on. Tracy Lynn Clinton, 39, remained in the Eastern Regional Jail yesterday, where she's been held on $12,000 bail since her arrest on Monday. Police say she has no known address. Well, whose lawn? Oh, I see. I guess there wasn't any lawn. Martinsburg Patrolman E.C. Neely said Wednesday, hey, speaking of Neely, how's Ken Neely doing?
You fairy.
Said Wednesday the victims were 2 slightly built boys, ages 12 and 13, who told investigators they were terrorized by Clinton. That's Tracy Lynn Clinton, not any other Clinton. She allegedly screamed at them, threatened physical violence, and exhibited bizarre behavior that included publicly urinating on a fence.
Okay.
That is a little bit bizarre.
Sure.
The boys told police they'd been cutting lawns around Martinsburg when they saw Clinton sitting on a porch. She offered to pay $30.
About 30, man.
But she said she needed change for what turned out to be a fake $50 bill. The boys did the job but questioned the currency. Clinton allegedly talked them into going with her to another location, then made them wait for more than an hour and threatened to harm them if they tried to leave. Neely said Clinton punched one child in the back when he finally ran away, but neither boy was seriously injured. If convicted, Clinton could get life in prison on the kidnapping charges and as much as a year in prison on the counterfeit bill charge. She also faces 2 counts of failing to appear in court for unrelated incidents. In other words, he's got a little bit of a problem.
Crazy person.
Thank God she's not a drug dealer like Anthony. Oh, here's one for the poll. I'll give you a clue. Randy freaking Rhodes, it says. Yeah, freaking Randy. It's not a pretty sight. Here's one from Mike. It says, though it's not politically correct to say, that the neocons are indifferent to the 1,800-plus dead in Iraq. That is true. To them, the number of dead... don't forget their slogan, choose life.
Right. Got to promote a culture laugh.
To them, the number of dead in context to other major wars is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket, so they probably think they're doing great. Please use a couple of minutes or a segment to give us idiots the condensed layman's terms version of the whole Israeli versus Palestinian thing. Why the eviction? Oh, jeez. Oh, it says actually that's more George's MO. Maybe he'll do it. Yeah, you do it. Do it tomorrow.
No, thanks. You got that nice, very concise article on there, the Gaza reality check that you posted on the website?
Right. I don't want to talk about it.
Short and sweet. No,
I don't want to try. I don't want to go into
guy.
it. The Arabs and the Jews hate each other like poison. Okay, that's it. That's all you need to know. The Jews hate the Arabs and the Arabs hate the Jews. That's all you need to know. And the Israelis and the Palestinians could get along just fine, except for the fact that there's a slice of both populations that are crazy, fanatical religionists, okay? In both populations, there are crazy fanatics. Mm-hmm. And, of course, when you're dealing with crazy fundamentalist fanatics, let's get back to the neocons, Mike. Anyway, Susan Sarandon needs to be on the list. She's average at best. No, but we're not talking about average. See, I don't understand that.
Don't you?
Like, yeah, I do. Or maybe Joyce DeWitt. Who's Joyce DeWitt?
From Three's Company, the other one.
Oh, I don't watch Three's Company. He's still dead, by the way. Hey, John Ritter.
You fairy.
Wasn't that his show?
Yes, it was.
In spite of the intolerance, would you please play Ty Tommy? Now, see, here's a guy that wants to know about the Israelis and the Arabs while they hate each other.
Hello, I'm Tommy from Ty Tommy, saying for the best Thai food and the best service. As long as you're not black, come on down to Ty Tommy on South Beach. We don't like black people. They don't tip well. Besides, why black people want to eat Thai food anyway? We don't have fried chicken on the menu. Oh, wait, I forget. We have spare ribs. Lu Ching, I saw. Hot spare ribs on menu. So, if you're not black, come on down to Thai Tommy. Come to think of it, those damn gay people, we not like them either. Sure, they tip food, but they talk too loud with funny lists. Disturb other customers, no come back. So, no gay, no black. And while we're at it, Latin people, you make reservation for 7:15. Don't show up at 8:20 and expect your table. We give it to someone else already. Latin people always late. No black, no gay, no Latin in Thai Tommy. And Jewish people, you stop figuring over bill. Who care who have what? Pay where the go. Settle outside. Take 45 minutes trying to divide a bill. We don't want you here. No Jew, no black, no fag, no Cuban. And white people, you think you're better than everybody else? Complain too much if we don't kiss your ass. You no come back. No white, no black, no Jew, no Latinos, no gay. Everybody else, for the best Thai food, come on down to Thai Tommy on the beach. Hurry before we have to close.
This is Neil Rogers.
Getchkis out there, all your religionists that won't keep your own fairy tales to yourself, that are always trying to impose it on everybody else and pointing at the finger.
There's not going to be any Arab live in my house.
You know, all crazy people.
Yeah.
They're all part of it. They're all a part of it.
They're the cause of it.
Just like, these people that continue to support the most corrupt institution on the face of the globe, being the Catholic Church, of course, without any doubt, make the Bush family look like a bunch of Sunday school preachers. Oh, I'm sorry. In Ramadi, more bad news from Iraq. How do you like that? It just doesn't stop. And you notice how the media gives Dick Cheney a free pass. Oh, the insurgency is in its death throes and everything is coming up roses. They were even playing a song in the background. Steve and Edie were singing Everything's Coming Up Roses. How do you like them apples? In Ramadi, west of Baghdad, gunmen opened fire with assault rifles and rocket-propelled grenades on a mosque where the governor of the province was meeting senior Sunni Muslim clerics, witnesses said, adding that there were casualties. We don't know how many yet, but there's a bunch of dead people. North of Baghdad, 4 more U.S. troops were killed today by a roadside bomb, raising the U.S. death toll to more than 1,860 since the war in Iraq began. Insurgents appear to have developed more powerful bombs. These are the same insurgents that was just all falling apart. It was all
That's
done.
right.
Even Condoleezza was lying about that. Of course, that's her speciality, like that thing with the mushroom cloud. You're a liar, you bitch, you slut, you skank.
You fairy.
Insurgents appear, and like they're going to put this show on XM and on Sirius. Get serious! See, they don't mind some guy in there talking about body parts and about, sexual stuff. That's fine. But they don't want anybody on there telling the truth. They want just fun and games is what they want. So Norma can't, all the King's horses and all the King's men aren't going to get this show syndicated, including Greg Reed. Oh, yeah, we're working feverishly. How come I'm not on the station in Vegas, Greg? Huh? You phony. You liar. You
fairy.
Insurgents appear to have developed more powerful bombs capable of piercing newly armored U.S. vehicles. How do you like that? The same insurgents, like I just said moments ago, who are like, oh, they're just about done. They're finished. They're going away.
See how desperate they are? They had to go get new bombs.
Yeah, we're recruiting for them. We got our own. We're not doing too good recruiting military at home because people don't want to be human sacrifice and sent over there to be killed in it. But at the same time, we're doing a great job recruiting for Osama and every other terrorist lunatic organization in the world. How are we doing with Osama? Got him yet?
No.
How about Al-Zarqawi?
No.
And all of them?
No.
Mullah Omar? No, we don't got anybody. Oh, yeah, here's the winner of the poll.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg. It says she is so ugly I don't even realize her species. That's an excellent way of describing that bitch. Holy cow. Whoopi Goldberg. No, yeah, it's true. I've told you this before. I cannot physically look at her. She's just disgusting.
How about spiritually? Can you spiritually look at her?
Spiritually, she's lovely. We're going to make 700 votes today. Josh Cordes told me during the break that we're going to make 700 votes before the show ends at 2 o'clock, or we're just all taking the whole rest of the month off.
Yeah, that's
How do you like that, right?
I like it a lot.
We're not going to put up with any more of this crap. This is a very simple poll. I mean, everybody's got an opinion on ugly, since most of us are ugly anyway. See, when you're fat and ugly, then it's fun saying other people are fat and ugly, because then you feel better about yourself. And especially when I look up and down this list. Oh, man. Wow. Celia Cruz is zooming up the list. Nice going, Celia. She is doing it. Line 9 is ringing. That's very interesting. WQAM, hello.
Forward.
Yeah, okay. There you are. Candlelight vigils calling for an end to the war in Iraq got underway Wednesday. And the national. Oh, you know who that was? That was Stu Gotts doing a voice. Stu Gotts. Boy, if they Gotts it.
No.
Don't feel bad, man. There's a lot of other stations out there with fractions, with point.
Oh.
You're 18 to 34 demographic, by the way. That really is doing it. Big number. Wasn't that the one that had a minus in front of it?
Was that the one?
Candlelight vigils calling for an end to the war in Iraq got underway Wednesday in a national effort spurred by one mother's anti-war demonstration near President Bush's ranch. The vigils were urged by our close personal friend Cindy Sheehan, or is that Sheehan? Maybe that's the rhymes with like Bill Freehan, used to be the catcher for the Tigers. Remember Bill Freehan, Josh? Of course not.
No.
who's become the icon of the anti-war movement since she started her protest August 6th in memory of her son Casey, who died in Iraq last year. Sheehan says she'll camp outside Bush's ranch until his month-long vacation ends, or he meets with her and other grieving families. Don't hold your breath, Cindy. Vigils were planned from coast to coast yesterday, according to organizers. Liberal advocacy groups, MoveOn.org, Political Action, True Majority, and Democracy for America. A large vigil was also set at Paris's Peace Wall, a glass monument near the Eiffel Tower that says peace in 32 languages, Shalom. As the sun set in Crawford, about 100 protesters lit candles and placed them in plastic cups to shield them from the breeze. They gathered around a wooden flag-draped coffin. Oh, maybe they can put that on display in Tampa at that museum. In Concord, New Hampshire, that's Concord as opposed to Concord, Michigan. Got it?
Got it.
In Concord, New Hampshire, about 150 people stood shoulder to shoulder yesterday outside the State House holding candles and signs supporting Sheehan. Karen Braz, 50, brought a pink votive cup. What is that? What's a votive cup?
Decorative.
I see. Shaped like flower petals and a sign that reads, Moms for Peace. My son is 26. It could have been him, she said, for voice breaking. But better Casey than him. I don't think she said that, but that's probably what she was thinking, you know? In other words, people always feel bad about somebody else's tragedy, but in the back of their mind, they're thinking, well, better you than me. Right? I mean, you know, it's not nice to say that, but it's true.
That's exactly right.
It's like when you go to Woodbine and the people, you know, pretending, oh, come on, get a big one, you get a spin, and they're hoping you get like 20, and that you leave the machine and they can go and grab up all your cash because they think it's a good machine, man. You know, they pretend to be rooting for you. In the meantime, they're all vultures. They want to come in and throw in $3 and get like, you know, 16,000, something like that.
If you win big, that really fries their ass.
Yeah. Limbaugh's lawyers, speaking of big, win ruling to fight questioning of doctors. See, it's not all good news. Palm Beach County prosecutors wanted to ask one of Rush Limbaugh's doctors Tuesday morning about the radio host's prescription drug use, but Limbaugh's attorneys won a last-minute court hearing that could jeopardize the future of the investigation. A Palm Beach County judge ruled Tuesday that, unless you talked about this yesterday. Did you talk about this yesterday?
No, I did not.
Oh. Well, I don't want to waste anybody's time repeating the same crap you put on. A Palm Beach County judge ruled Tuesday that prosecutors couldn't question any of Limbaugh's doctors without first notifying Limbaugh. That would give Limbaugh's lawyers a chance to fight the subpoena issued to question the doctor and to raise privacy concerns before a judge. Limbaugh, 54, a Palm Beach Pronto, has not been charged with any crimes. He's been under investigation for suspected doctor shopping, bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-boop. Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office spokesman Michael Edmondson would not comment on the development, and a spokesman for Limbaugh attorney Roy Black said Black would not comment. So it's quite a story. Nobody's saying nothing. 302 votes. We're almost halfway to our 700. If we don't get 700, you're going to see some real action at Jackson, baby, as they say at Jackson Harness Raceway. How's Clarence Ayotte doing? And Whitey Yamspaw? Who's the all-time ugliest female celebrity, radio, TV, or movies? Sarah Bernhardt, 103. Rosie O'Donnell, 58. Roseanne Barr, 33. Celia Cruz, 28. Celia's skyrocketed into 4th place. Barbara Streisand, 24. Tammy Faye Baker, 13. Imogene Coca, 13. Oprah's got 9. B. Arthur, 6. Phyllis Diller, 5. Toady Fields, 5. How's Toady doing? Betty Davis, 5. Whoopi Goldberg has got a pair. And look who else has got a pair. The goddess. That was figuratively speaking, of course.
Oh.
Actually, Randy kind of looks like a guy.
No comment.
No, I mean, is that bad to say that? She looks like a guy. Here's a fax that says, with regards to the story about the lady who paid the kids with a fake $50 bill, would you care to explain how a woman is able to pee on a fence? Just wondering. Maybe she's like acrobatic. I don't see why not. Maybe she was like hovering on it.
Over it.
Yeah. Maybe she had squatter's rights. Maybe she was squatting on it. I don't know. Jesus, that's the most important thing you got to worry about.
I have no lie.
Although you got a good point. I did wonder that as I read it, you know. Maybe like on an angle.
Maybe
you
she
know
laid on her back.
5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. Let's talk about Laytub for 4 hours today and get them all lined up over there. I tried to find that Mike Mayo story online. I couldn't find it. It's too far back, I guess. And then also, I guess CityLink also had something in there because I did a little Google on Laytub. And CityLink must have also given them I can't help it that they don't want any more business, all right? If you got a good product, like when in doubt, branch out a little bit, right?
Right.
People want, if it's good, they want it. How dare you have something so good and like try to withhold it from the public out there? Well, they must have zillions of people lined up.
How dare you?
We do need to find out. Did they stop selling the cheeseburgers?
Maybe somebody from there who's close to them.
No, somebody will know.
Call fast.
Somebody will either know or they'll just make it up and we'll pass it along. Hey, how about that Catherine Harris? I heard she eats there.
Where?
In the plane. 12 minutes past 11 at 560 WQAM. When was the last time you really indulged yourself? Weeks ago, months ago, even longer? Dial Mattress and Serta want you to indulge yourself every night with Serta's Perfect Night mattress line. Right now, when you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you can save up to $900 off the Dial Mattress factory direct prices. The Perfect Night features Serta's highest coil counts, finest quilting, and memory foam for the ultimate in comfort. The Serta sale is for a limited time. You're going to save on all sizes and comfort levels while supplies last. Dial 1-800-MATTRESS and get yourself delivery within any 2-hour window that you choose when it's convenient for you when your ass is going to be home. Chances are they have the mattress you want in the size and comfort level you're looking for, ready for same-day delivery. Dial Mattress is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. I've been using them for years, as has George and Mo and Miguel and even Unctious Fat Boy. We're all satisfied customers, and I guarantee you'll be too. Just make that one easy call. Don't put it off another day. If the old mattress is lumpy and worn out, call 1-800-MATTRESS right now or log on to mattress.com. Call today. Be sleeping like a baby as soon as tonight. Call right now. It's a toll-free call, 1-800-MATTRES. Leave off the last S because it stands for stupendous savings.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
You call this big market radio?
No.
I turned the knob on my radio. I heard a crappy song by J-Lo. Must be payola. Payola. They put it on the air even though it sucks, 'cause Sony paid them $1,000 of payola. 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 Now every time you hear J-Lo sing, someone's getting lots of free bling bling. And if they make the record #1, they get a laptop and a PlayStation. Well, I'm not the world's most musical guy, but I'm not surprised that those record guys use payola. Oi! Payola. Payola. We're talking payola.
11:18 at 560 WQAM. In the National Examiner, boy, it's good that I got these tabloids. You know, I got some really good crap. You got to remind me, I got out of the habit of doing that.
Right. Don't forget
Get
the tabloids.
Get the good crap, baby. It's in the tabloids. It's in there, like Laytub. Marilyn's sex secrets in her own words. Secret audio tapes released 43 years after Marilyn Monroe's death reveal sensational new details of her sex life and her relationships with some of Hollywood's biggest stars, all in her own words. The screen legend makes a series of scandalous confessions, such as how Joan Crawford turned on her after they had a lesbian fling and Marilyn refused an encore performance. I mean, was there any doubt? You knew by those shoulder pads about Joan.
Right.
Shockingly, the Some Like It Hot star also revealed she faked orgasms with all her Hollywood lovers until a psychiatrist taught her how to climax. The previously unknown, now can we say climax? Did you run that by Duff? Taught her how to...
It depends on context.
The previously unknown Marilyn secrets are revealed in transcripts of tape recordings she made for her psychiatrist, Dr. Ralph Greenson, which have recently been unearthed. The tapes recorded just a month before the blonde bombshell's death, August 5th, 62, before her murder, gave no indication that she was suicidal and took her own life, as famous L.A. coroner Dr. Thomas Noguchi concluded. Well, he's full of it. In the tapes, Marilyn says of these famous characters, Joan Crawford. We went to Joan's bedroom. Crawford had a gigantic orgasm and shrieked like a maniac. Next time I saw her, she wanted another round. I told her I didn't much enjoy doing it with a woman. After I turned her down, she became spiteful and said some mean things about me. She wanted it. Clark Gable. In the kissing scenes, I kissed him with real affection. I didn't want to go to bed with him, but I wanted him to know how much I liked and appreciated him. When I came back from a day off the set, he patted my ass and told me if I didn't behave myself, he'd give me a good spanking. I looked him in the eye and said, "Don't tempt me." He burst out laughing so hard he was tearing. It was different when I got to know him. Then I wanted him to be my father. I wouldn't care if he spanked me as long as he wanted, as he made up for it by hugging me and telling me I was daddy's little girl and he loved me. Of course, that's a fantasy. Frank Sinatra. What a wonderful friend he is to me. I love Frank and he loves me, says Marilyn. It is not the marrying kind of love. It's better because marriage can't destroy it. How well I know marriage destroyed my relationship with two wonderful men. Joe DiMaggio. Well, how come he wasn't on our, that's right, he wasn't a radio or TV or movie star.
Right.
Boy, you talk about ugly. Everybody she married was just gruesome. Joe D. loves Marilyn Monroe, always will. I love him and always will. But Joe couldn't stay married to Marilyn Monroe, the famous movie star. She said, Joe has an image stubborn Italian head of a traditional Italian wife. She'd have to be faithful, do what he tells her, devote all herself to him. Doctor, you know that's not me, says Marilyn. And Arthur Miller, talk about ugly. It's different with Arthur. Marrying him was my mistake, not his. He couldn't give me the attention, warmth, and affection I need. It's not in his nature. Arthur never credited me with much intelligence. He couldn't share his intellectual life with me. As bed partners, we were so-so. He wasn't that much interested. You know, I think his little Jewish father had more genuine affection for me than Arthur did. And on the subject of sex, she says, I would win overwhelmingly if the Academy gave an Oscar for faking orgasms. I've done some of my best acting convincing my partners I was in the throes of ecstasy. After explaining that therapy has helped her reach climax, she said, bless you, doctor, I never cried so hard as I did after my first orgasm. How do you like that?
Wow.
And there's some old guys out there thinking, yeah, I know how you feel, Marilyn. I never cried so hard as after my last orgasm. Oh, that's bad. That's terrible.
By the way, the O word is definitely out.
I beg your pardon?
You keep using that O word.
It's in a news story.
Oh.
What do you mean that word is out? You're full of crap.
Yes, I am.
Orgasm is out my ass. Now, you know something? We've been playing. You owe an apology to the Ramseys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you owe an apology because you been playing that bit
My dad knocked me
for
over.
years.
I apologize.
Raped me when he tied me up.
I'm sorry.
When I was young, the name Ramsey.
I eat grapes.
I was killed by my daddy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my dad knocked me off. I was his little queenie. It's not a media mystery. My mom's the one who knows.
Absolutely.
He beat me and beat me with the raptor hose. And dashed my head, as you know. He's wealthy and owns most of Colorado. So they're gonna let him go. My dad knocked me off. He needed me to get it up. So he's the one who did it. You'll never hear him admit it. But my daddy knocked me off. But my daddy knocked me
So the
off.
Examiner has a world exclusive, so they say. Of course, the tabloids always have a world exclusive. Did I tell you about Laytub yet in Hollywood?
No, what about it?
This man murdered John Bonet, and there's a picture of Michael Helgoth, but it's a high school photo. Ugly and strange looking. The twisted sicko who experts believe murdered tiny beauty queen John Bonet Ramsey will never be brought to justice because he killed himself. See, the one thing about this is that Patty and John, whatever his name is, Ramsey, I still hate him.
Yeah, me too.
I can't stand them. So
Pageant
they didn't do
parents.
it, but they give me spilkies. I can't handle looking at them. A lengthy investigation has discovered compelling new evidence, and the Examiner can now name the killer. How do you like that?
Oh, my God.
He is Michael Helgoth, a tattooed 26-year-old salvage yard operator obsessed with young girls, guns, and violence. What a combination. Sounds like the Dukes of Hazzard. And top private investigators, Ollie Gray and David Williams, who worked the unsolved John Bonet murder, also believe Helgoth had an accomplice who is still lurking out there. He's out there, just like Philip Spaulding. He's out there somewhere. 6-year-old John Bonet was found beaten, strangled, and molested in the basement of her parent. Well, we know that. Ironically, Helgoth apparently shot himself to death on Valentine's Day 97, the day after Boulder's District Attorney Alex Hunter issued a public statement designed to shake up John Bonet's killer and flush him out into the open. I want to say something to the person or persons who took this baby from us. The list of suspects narrows, Hunter said. Soon there will be no one on the list but you. The message was put together by FBI experts specifically to put pressure on the killer, make him sweat, and hopefully turn himself in. Well, instead of turning himself in, he did himself in. Or maybe just did himself. Items at Helgoth's suicide scene also point to him as the killer, say sources. Police found a pair of high-tech boots and an air taser stun gun in the house. And it goes on about how he had weird stuff. He was fixated with young girls, Barbie dolls, guns, and killing, and routinely shot to death stray animals. He decorated his body with grisly tattoos, one of the Grim Reaper with the word next, and another of blood-dripping skull. Kind of sounds like Gary Sarner to me, you know.
He can't have no tattoos.
So anyway, there's the deal. Supposedly he did this. It's a long story. Go out and buy the Examiner. Then you can read all about Laytub in Hollywood, on Hollywood Beach, and what a great, fantastic cheeseburger. Did we ever get any verification? Are they still serving them, making them, selling them?
No word yet.
Why not? All these people that are faxing us about Laytub, let's get an update, okay? Let's find out. We don't want to send people all the way over to the A1A in Hollywood over there by your Johnson Street, and then have find out, oh, well, we're not making those anymore because we just got overwhelmed and we're just sick and tired of it. Wouldn't that be bad?
That would be
But like I said, go over and find out for yourself, then let us know. 26 past 11 at 560 WQAM. What's that schedule like today? Well, we got the Mo Man. Mo Man at 2. Mo Howard David. Mad Dog at 4. We got Marlins on deck at 6:30 tonight. I saw the Bookster on ESPN last night. Boy, it sounded pretty boring. San Diego at Florida, 7:05, followed by the Ed Kaplan show. I noticed that Barry Jackass took a little shot there by way of Jack McKeon and Ed Kaplan. Did you see that in the Herald this morning, Josh?
I did not. What did he say?
About McKeon having guys bunt runners over in the first inning. And McKeon says, I don't tell them to bunt. They do that on their own. It's not me, okay? So cut the crap, Eddie.
At my junior, honey.
Okay.
Sunni's gonna get you. Sooner or later, the Sunni's gonna get you. Sooner or later, the Sunni's gonna get you. The Sunni's gonna get you in the war you'll never win. Resistance is what you'll find when you commit genocide. With the blueprint of Nazi occupation, Iraqis try to defend their homes against us instead of the Saudis that conserve retaliation. Sooner or later, the Sunni's gonna get you. The Sunni's gonna get you in the war you'll never win. You leave no child behind by sending them off to die in a war that's insane and homicidal. One symptom of genocide is that the people you find we cut them to lose it suicidal. Jesus was God. Jesus was God. Jesus was God.
I noticed that the right-wingers are using this garage. Hey, Matt, to smear Cindy Sheehan, you know, they smear the queer thing.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. And it's not going to work because all you're doing is preaching the same right-wing lunatic nut jobs, okay? And sellouts like you, Miss Fudge. Stop hating fairies. Mike Tyson denies allegations he struck a woman in Italy. Boy, I tell you, poor Iron Mike, he sure got problems, you know? Multi-problemi. Mm-hmm. Are we going to make our 700 votes today on the poll? That would sure make me feel good about life. 362, what do you say? We got to get well over 400 by noon, right?
Right.
And then we got a shot, is what I'm thinking. In fact, if a lot of you vote several times, right? And speaking of polls, what was the end result? Did we ever get it? About that poll on Jimmy Syphilis and Joe Rose on the Sun Sentinel? I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow morning, right?
Right.
And see if Jim Sarney graces us with the results of that poll, or just like pretends like he always is. Oh, it just went away, disappeared. I don't know. I don't know nothing. What poll? And that's because this is a guy who's supposed to be a columnist who doesn't have any opinions of his own. He has no opinion. Anyway, getting back to Iron Mike, your favorite. Mike Tyson is denying charges that he grabbed a woman off an Italian dance floor, dragged her to his yacht, and pummeled her when she refused to indulge in sex and drugs. Police questioned Tyson after he returned to his yacht Summer Wind after he just spent the night at a disco on the Italian island of Panarea. Oh, when you go to Panarea, have you ever eaten the food there? It gives you diarrhea. Just off the coast of Sicily, Sicilia, in the Mediterranean, the former heavyweight champion cooperated with officers. He was more than happy to talk to police and invited the officers on board, saying he was a good boy and not a killer, an Italian police officer told the Scotsman newspaper. He's a good boy. Now, if you called him a good boy, he'd bite your ear off.
Have an issue.
Or something. A magistrate is considering whether to bring charges. Florence Batoli, 33, a Cameroonian who lives in Nice, France, a Cameroonian, told police that she was dancing with friends at the Billionaire nightclub in Sardinia August 6th when Tyson allegedly grabbed her. Paris Hilton was at a nearby table minus her fiancé, but Tyson apparently didn't recognize her when she waved, the La Stampa newspaper reported. I prefer La Corriere della Sera myself. Do you know that a bunch of mobsters and Vatican people bought that newspaper years ago and so they could brainwash the public with right-wing crap? I mean, that was before the current ownership. Corriere della Sera. Like I said, I just like saying it. But Tolley alleged Tyson, 39, brought her to the 100-foot yacht and punched her when she refused to do drugs and have sex with him. Tyson kept shouting at me until his bodyguard told him to calm down and stop because he was going over the top, which I think is probably what I had in mind. She said a bodyguard, in fact, maybe he was going to pee on the fence. She said a bodyguard helped smuggle her off the yacht in a dinghy, and can we say that?
I'll
the
go
D
check.
word?
I'll
Dinghy.
go ask.
And she went to the emergency room at Olbia Hospital in Porto Cervo, Sardinia. The incident was not made public until a Sardinian paper broke the news over the weekend. Tyson's licensed lawyers couldn't be reached. His manager didn't return phone calls. Poor Iron Mike, man, just so misunderstood. He does for black folks what these Farbissina young punk right-wing, what they're doing for Jews. When you say it's a good parallel?
No, I think Mike's doing a much better job.
Well, he may not be good, but at least he's consistent.
Oh!
Let's hear it for Iron Mike.
I mean, at least the settlers haven't eaten anyone that we know of.
Not yet. Although they did get a little PO'd and kill some more innocent Palestinians yesterday. Just as they are. Just for the hell of it. Russia's long winter will just fly by. Well, you're going to like this story a lot.
Okay.
Russia's long winter will just fly by for a herd of Russian cows, which a newspaper reported this week will be fed confiscated marijuana over the cold months. Drug workers said they adopted the unusual form of animal husbandry after they were forced to destroy the sunflowers and maize crops that the 40 tons of marijuana had been planted among. Izvestia Daily reports. There is simply no other way out. You see, the fields are planted with feed crops, and if we remove it, the cows will have nothing to eat. A Federal Drug Control Service spokeswoman for the Urals region of Sverdlovsk, whatever it is, told the paper, I don't know what the milk will be like after this. Drug use in Russia took off with the decline of the Soviet Union. Police have been fighting drug smugglers, often shipping heroin from Afghanistan, poppy, for years. Such large hauls are relatively common, although they're normally burned. But not this time. They're going to feed them to cows. So, when you drink your milk, you're going to be snowed off your ass. How do you like that?
Excellent.
Beauty.
It'd be like a Clockwork Orange.
Of course, keep in mind that they got all them nukes laying around somewhere. Speaking of that, an Army intelligence officer said yesterday he told members from the 9/11 Commission that a secret military unit had identified 2 of the 3 cells involved in the 2001 terrorist strikes more than a year before the attacks. Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Schaefer, who said he was associated with the Able Danger Unit, said that during a 2003 meeting in Afghanistan, he mentioned that the unit had identified 9/11 ringleader Mohammed Atta along with 3 other hijackers as terrorist suspects. This is a little more on the story that we had Tuesday. The commission has denied that Atta's name or the name of any future hijackers were mentioned during the meeting. 3 months later, in January 2004, Schaefer said he was back in the USA and offered to follow up with the commission, but his offer was declined. I just walked away shocked that they would kind of change their mind, but I figured someone with equal or better knowledge probably came and talked to them, so they must have taken care of it, Schaefer said. He said he was told the commission obtained only 2 briefcase-sized loads of documents from at least 15-plus boxes of information on Able Danger. Lieutenant Colonel Chris Conway, a Pentagon spokesman, said yesterday an investigation into Able Danger was underway. And, of course, most people would know Able Danger from Sid Abel. Am I right?
Who?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
By the way, don't forget Mo Howard David's special hockey show at 2 this afternoon. Preview the Panthers' upcoming season. Isn't that what he's going to be doing?
Something like that.
Yeah, that Geldy was really surly, that bitch, this morning. Boy, what was that all about? Yeah, he's just like hot and cold. He runs hot and cold. At least Mo, he's always cold, He's always hostile and thin-skinned and always. At least he's consistent. I'll give him points for that. Nice going, Mo. But with Geldy, it's like one day he's like your best buddy and he's sucking up and he's doing a little cross, and then the next day, I hear messed up. I guess Oh boy. Just squeak your way to success, Geldy, okay? You got me to thank for your ass not getting fired when they blew out the first team, okay? You heard it here for the 400th time. They were going to blow you out of that building like you wouldn't have known what hit you. I said, gee, the guy's got a squeaky voice, but he's got a wife and kid. See, that's me on the air, a real bastard, but under the skin, a real old softy, so to speak.
That's right.
Like it's true. It's true. I don't know why I'm so 381 votes. We got to get to well over 400 by noon, or we got some real tourists, baby.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Radio Big Shot.
Absolutely.
That's how we pass the time away in the gay old jail of Oz. Oh! Now see here, I ain't never said no. I'm getting very annoyed about me saying doy. I ain't never said it. That they ought to pay me by the
You always say noise.
$11:47, 13-year-old, the Doymeister himself will be along with a doily on his head. I guess in honor of what's happening in Gaza Strip, wouldn't you say?
Sure, that's appropriate.
The good news is they've finally gotten off of that. Even the BBC finally got off that crap. We've seen enough of those extremist lunatics. And let me just say this, as if there was any doubt. Brainwashing really works.
Sure.
Just take a look at those crazy kids. They're brainwashed, and they're like flailing and they're wailing, and the crazy guys with the boxes on their head and the schmatas. Brainwashing really works. See, if brainwashing didn't work, there wouldn't be any religion, and then we wouldn't have all these peoples killing each other. Speaking of killing, I guess I must be out of touch, really, because like all this business about the BTK killer, I still thought that the BTK had something to do with a sandwich at a fast food joint.
That's right.
Do you know anything about that? Did you ever hear the BTK killer before all this media hype started?
Once before.
I never heard of it. I don't even know who he is or what it's all about or where it happened, and I don't care.
There he is.
I mean, that's what the media keeps, you better care because they just had the trial and he just got, I don't care. Here's a couple more for the list. Bob in Fort Lauderdale suggests Kathy Bates, and I thought of another good one that we could never leave off our list. Somebody who's had more face jobs than Carter's Got Pills.
Yeah.
Joan Rivers.
Oh, yeah.
Man, talk about Ugly. Man, she's the poster child for Ugly, with or without the face lift. Man, Joni. So I did a little research there online. Thank God for the internets. Thank you, Al Gore. And I looked up, I did a Google search on Laytub. I know they don't want the publicity. I'm definitely not recommending you go there.
Right, no. Nasty. Fat.
1100 North Ocean Drive in Hollywood. Average price $20. Special features outdoor seating. And then it's got some reviews from TripAdvisor. This is TripAdvisor is the website. Got it?
Got it.
And Tampico, Mexico says, burgers met expectations, huge and juicy, grilled to perfection. Chili was also great. Let's see. This is how a burger should be, says somebody from Boca. This place is overflowing with character. Those who don't get it don't belong. The burger was incredible. Right like that. Mm-hmm. Here's some member from Fort Lauderdale says, I've been going to this place for years. Love the food, the view, and the atmosphere. Somebody in Miami says, having seen... Oh, I see. In fact, I printed that one out. Oh, no, I think I got a spider bite. No, maybe a gnat. Having seen the rating of Laytub as the best hamburgers in the area, we decided to go there with friends, says somebody in Miami. The place looked funky but nice, and then the horror show started. We waited 15 minutes for our drinks, then we were told it was shift change, and our waitress could not take our order for dinner. We waited another 15 minutes and told that we couldn't order till 7 p.m. 15 minutes later, we finally got a waitress on the new shift, and were told that it would take from an hour to an hour and a half to get our order. When we complained, we were told it was bad timing. We left and went down the street to Capone's Flicker Light, where the food and service were great. How do you like that?
All right, then.
So, see, there's a negatory. Here's a member in North Miami Beach who says, try the seafood salad and seafood gumbo. It is delicious. We go to Laytub on a regular basis. If I can't get the seafood salad, I don't want anything else. Try it. You'll like it. Here's somebody in Fort Lauderdale says, a cute place with an atmosphere that is very cool. Have a few drinks and watch sunset on the Intracoastal, but you're probably better off going elsewhere for food. Service can be downright horrible, so save your food money for a more enjoyable dish. Although the burgers are good, it's 99% bar and 1% grill. So maybe they did discontinue the burgers because maybe it just got to be a pain in the grass.
Maybe.
Here's one in Miami Lakes. It says, I'm not a tourist. I live in South Florida. Laytub is one of the coolest places to enjoy a great meal and a margarita. How do you like that? It's a little hole in the wall hidden away behind vegetation. The restaurant is located on the Intracoastal, so you have a beautiful view of the boats and the sunsets. Many of the tables are situated on a wooden walkway right on the water, so you can feed the fist from your table.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Feed the fish from your table?
No, it says feed the fist.
Oh, I'm sure that's a typo.
Sounds fishy to me. Laytub serves basic good food. My favorites are the burgers, chili, fish dip, and nachos. Wonderful key lime pie. Mmm. The staff are just a cherry on the top of the dining experience at Laytub, is what that guy says. So, it all depends. It's like everything else in life. It's timing. When you went there, how long you had to wait, whether they had anybody working, all of these things. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing? I
Pretty
got
good.
one for Neil.
Yep.
Oh, good morning, Neil. How are you?
Good.
Good. Belkis Naray.
Spilky's Naray, she's grotesque.
She is grotesque.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
And speaking of Channel 7, what's that woman with that bitch with the cat eyes? What's her, Cinnamon Stouffer?
Marilyn Mitchell.
Oh, Marilyn Mitchell, and also Cinnamon Stouffer, although I do like her frozen peppers. You ever have those green peppers stuffed?
Stuffed peppers, like jalapeno peppers?
No, the big get out of here with like, brother.
Oh, stuffed green peppers?
Stuffed green peppers with beef, man.
Sure. Yummy.
Love those.
Stuffed cabbage.
Oh, here may be the winner, Greta Van Susteren. Oh, yeah. And, speaking of that, how soon I forget. You know what? I'll give you like a little audio as to who else belongs on there. She was on one of our polls the other day.
Pretty graphic stuff. This is Dennis Rader, basically naked, right, hanging upside down.
Yeah, you ought to be naked hanging up. That's a horrible thought. Just hanging upside down, Rita. Rita Cosby on MSNBC as they've reached the bottom. Get her ass on her. She's grotesque. And Greta Van Susteren. Mad Dog thinks she's a hottie. But then he got hit in the head so many times playing football. What does he know? He can't see well. I guess he wasn't playing football when he got married because he saw pretty good there. But nevertheless. Ellis Hennigan in Newsday writes, now you've been hearing all this stuff about the president, about his reading material this summer. They've been trying to pass him off as like some kind of an intellectual,
Abu Ghraib. Yeah, I'm convinced.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm convinced.
Did you see that?
No.
Oh, yeah, they've had that story on regular. More part of the propaganda that CNN just gleefully passes along. So Ellis Hennigan writes, a bookworm Bush, take it with a grain of salt, because one of the books he's supposedly reading is Salt. Come on, what is George Bush really reading this summer at the ranch? And don't say Middle East for Dummies. Or Where's Waldo? Those WMDs have to be here somewhere. Or Duck for President Abridged. The White House is trying to put an end to Bush jabs just like those, which is why Bush's people just put out that official presidential summer reading list, 3 smart guy books supposedly being devoured by a man who almost never gets accused of excessive bookishness. Alexander II, The Last Great Tsar by Edvard Radzinski, The Great Influenza, the epic story of the deadliest plague in history by John M. Barry, and Salt, A World History by Mark Kurlansky. That's some presidential reading, huh? Dare we say it, downright Clinton-esque. Obviously, we're a long way from Car and Driver magazine, quite a distance from those Kinky Friedman Texas mystery veg-outs. This is clearly not what is known in New York publishing circles as your typical Lone Star Ranch read. Heck, any one of those titles would rank as a highfalutin this August on Georgia Pond. And Bush is hunkered down in Crawford, pouring through all 3. So the White House told the LA Times, generating the big Bush read scoop. These are the kinds of books that serious world leaders are supposed to read, heavy on history, bespeaking an intense intellectual curiosity, and long, definitely long, at 480, 546, and 484 pages. Okay, not as long as the new Harry Potter, but pretty darn long, especially for a president with only 5 weeks vacation and a lot of brush to clear. But there is one question, bubbling like a 10-cent pot boiler in the Texas dry air, a question that a single slow news day has made impossible to ignore. Is George W. Bush actually reading any of these big brain busters?
No.
Or are they just, sitting there? There is a difference, as every American 6th grader knows, between the books on the summer reading list and the books that actually get read. And Bush is lucky here. In one crucial way, the American presidency is far more forgiving than 6th grade. There are no pop quizzes for presidents and no tedious book reports. Just official White House spokesmen passing out eye-popping book titles to the press. So for now, at least, we'll have to take the president's people at their word. Either that or turn to what evidence is available and speculate. Perhaps there's a reason no one ever referred to George W. Bush as America's first bookworm. Could the reason really be we were never told what was stacked on his bedside table? Believe it if you want to. It's a grander politico-literary issue I'm focused on. Who exactly is Bush trying to kid? A man who still can't pronounce nuclear, a man who thinks misunderestimate is an English verb, a man who once singled out the C students at Yale graduation and declared encouragingly, you too can be president of the United States. This man wants America to believe he's reading a densely researched history of the troubled reign of the Tsar who ruled Russia from 1855 to 1881, translated from the original Russian. without a bunch of pictures to lighten the literary load? Life is full of surprises, isn't it? Some people might say it's a sign of intellectual insecurity for a president to align himself with such a brainy reading list. Ronald Reagan's people never did that. No literary heirs for the great communicator. He saw no need to pretend he was scouring heavyweight tomes. When asked about his reading habits, he mentioned Tom Clancy's The Hunt for Red October and Reader's Digest magazine. Now that's communicating. But, of course, it's always a mistake to accuse George W. Bush of being dumb, whatever his real reading habits might say about him. People who say he's dumb almost always regret it. This is a man, after all, who somehow managed to get himself elected president twice, well, at least once. And looking back, how much did the Brainiac vote help Kerry and Gore? There has to be a book there somewhere.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is Dick Cheney. I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
From the makers of Rockstar in Excess and Are You the Girl, it's another unwatchable reality show looking to replace a dead lead singer. Mark Burnett brings 15 of the best undiscovered talents from around the world to New York City for the opportunity of a lifetime. Bravo presents Pop Star Genesis. The two remaining living members of the group are making a comeback. Here's Genesis guitarist Mike Rutherford.
It was like completely awful, right, when he died? Hello? I mean, I couldn't get over it. I'm not dead! When I heard the news, I was like devastated. Right here, the Charlie Brown looking guy? It was crushing.
Here's Genesis keyboard player Tony Banks.
I was deeply distraught by the whole thing. I can't even remember the funeral. There was no funeral. I'm still alive. It was just all downhill, all drugs and alcohol, and I was so upset. What's wrong with you guys? I'm right here. I'm not dead.
Here's your chance to replace the late, great Phil Collins.
Late, great, what?
Pop star Genesis from Mark Burnett.
Why are you doing this to me?
You're dead.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm right here.
No, you're dead. We couldn't have a show if you weren't dead, so you're dead.
I'm alive.
You're dead.
Hey,
dead.
Dead.
Step on him. It's 12:02 at 560 WQAM. We got 418 votes on there. We're going to make 700 today. I'm telling you, I can smell it. Man, can I smell it.
Are you sure you're smelling that?
Frank says, one of the greatest moments in news media history was the night of the runaway bride turning up in New Mexico. I woke up in the middle of the night to see the breaking news that she was found alive. I breathed a sigh of relief like everybody else. Oh, thank God. But watching Greta was making me sick because she was doing what our news media seems to be doing a lot lately, pushing God down our throats as the savior of the runaway bride. The great moment was reported after an hour of constant God this and God that. It came to a sudden halt when the truth was reported. So God must have saved all those people on the Air France plane that went off the runway here at Pearson Airport. That must have been God doing it. But God don't like them Greeks. So when they had that little problem over there, they all they ran out of air and out of oxygen. God could have easily put a little hole in the side of the plane so that the air could get in.
Well, they must have been Greek Orthodox.
Oh, no, he don't like them at all. He don't like them schmatas they were. Very bad dressers. Now here's a fax that says, oh, it's about Laytub. What's that? Laytub could be renamed Laydump. Oh no. Well, this is good. They probably sent it themselves to discourage anybody from going there. They're probably just overwhelmed. It says, it sucks, dirty, hot, surly, no parking, nasty service, if any, slow, average food at best. The last time I was there, I threatened to feed the waiter to the fish. He sleeps with the fishes now, just like Luca Brazzi. It's one of those places that think it's cute to abuse their customers. Oh, kind of like the Rascal House. They definitely have that if you don't like it, get lost mentality. Never, ever again. It's perfect for masochistic suits. P.S. I've been there by boat and by land. They're equal opportunity a-holes, it says here. Oh, boy. How do you like that? Whether you come by boat or by land? Or just drop out of the sky? Maybe you could do like a skydive like that broad in Wyoming once.
Ooh.
Israeli troops stormed the synagogue. See, they're taking up all this news like this is really big stuff all the time with this news, so-called news, because now we don't have to talk about what's happening in Iraq and all the dead people.
That's right.
And the murder and bloodshed, and about Karl Rove and Valerie Plame, and about, all that stuff, all Able Danger and all these things. We don't have to talk about that. Because we can keep showing us, oh, look at those Israeli troops and look at those crazy Jews.
Are going through a very difficult time, and the protesters.
I wonder if the BBC is still fixated with this crap, you think?
From outside
yes,
Gaza,
they are.
To support the struggle here. There were others in the synagogue, based inside the synagogue, that have already been evacuated. And
I wonder
if
the CBC is obsessing over this crap, huh?
Children, I think the
yes, they got the BBC on there because CBC is on strike. Do you know that?
No, I did not.
Well, that's why they're not doing their own news right now, which they ordinarily would be. So they got the same BBC on there, but better audio.
Part of Rome settlement, or have some come from other settlements, even in the West Bank?
Yes.
Oh, and if you think this is exciting, just wait. This is just child's play. What's going on there now?
Oh yeah.
For anybody counting your kosher chickens before they lay a big one. Just wait until they start trying to disband the settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Then they're going to be shrine and crying. Then you're going to see some real heavy-duty crap. But nevertheless, brainwashed, sad, pathetic. I bet you some of these people could be nice people. They need to be deprogrammed. Most of these people are kids. They're punks.
Yeah.
They need to be deprogrammed. Maybe they could have a real life ahead of them. Send them to Brooklyn so they can throw rocks at the conservative Jews. Michael Jackson fined for missed hearing. Oh, he's got more tsuris, baby. An irate judge in New Orleans, miffed by Michael Jackson's failure to have his lawyer show up for a hearing in a civil case, fined the singer $10,000 yesterday. Jackson was a no-show and had no lawyer present at a July hearing in the case accusing him of sexually assaulting an 18-year-old man during the 1984 World's Fair. Jackson denies the accusations. Jackson attorney Charles F. Gay Jr., that's Charles F. Gay Jr., told U.S. District Judge Eldon Fallon, I wonder if he's kin to Kieran Fallon,
who?
On Wednesday, that the summons for the court date was lost in the confusion of Jackson's child molestation trial in California. The summons for the New Orleans court appearance arrived on June 13, the day that the jury acquitted Jackson, even though those two want to sell their books. I would like to point out that June 13 was probably the most anxious day of Michael Jackson's life, Gay said. Gay told the judge that during the trial, Jackson was not eating or sleeping and was worried about his and his children's futures. The order of June 13th did not get in the proper people's hands because of the chaos in Michael Jackson's life, Gay said. The judge said he did not feel it was appropriate to fine Jackson for contempt, but said he was not sold on Gay's excuse either, so he levied other fines related to court costs. It strains my understanding of the facts that Mr. Jackson didn't know this matter, Fallon said. In the federal civil lawsuit, Joseph Thomas Bartucci Jr., Coochie, let's molest Bartucci, claims he was lured into Jackson's limousine by one of the singer's employees in 1984, held against his will for days, and sexually assaulted. Bartucci claims he repressed the memories until 2003 when he saw the coverage of the child molestation charges against Jackson. Bartucci is seeking unspecified monetary compensation from Jackson on a variety of claims such as emotional distress. Bartucci's attorney, William A. Pig, so you got Gay and Pig, said that's with two G's, said he'll push for an early trial date.
That makes it okay.
My client has been under a great deal of stress, Pig said. He's been the victim of character assassination. This is kind of like starting to remind me of Animal Farm by George Orwell now. Even the pigs are talking. Jackson's lawyer doubts the case will go to trial. There is a 1-year statute of limitations from the time Bartucci claims he regained his memory, but Gay said Bartucci allegedly discussed the allegations with his wife in the 1990s. So you believe whomever you want, okay? All the people are liars. They're just all looking for money, right? No.
Right.
That's not what those two jurors said. They want you to buy their book. 426 votes. We're not going to make it, damn it. You better lean on that pole real heavy duty, Josh. We're not going to make it. And then they're going to get that all music.
The big gate golden.
And the best part of it is we got all those old QM jingles, too, you know?
Yeah, we
piece of cake. 428 votes on the poll. Who is the all-time ugliest female celebrity, radio, TV, or the movies? And we got Sandra Bernhard, 133 votes. Rosie O'Donnell, 66. Celia Cruz has moved into third place. Nice going, Celia. You go, boy. A girl, 57. Roseanne Barr, 35. Barbara Streisand, 31. Whoopi Goldberg, 26. Tammy Faye Baker, 21. Imogene Coca's got 14. Phyllis Diller, 11. Oprah, 10. B. Arthur, 9. Tony Fields, 5. Betty Davis, 5. Randy Rhodes, the goddess, has 4. She's got 2 pair. Oh, I believe that. Yeah. Kathy Bates won, and so far, none for Rita Cosby, Greta Van Susteren, Spilky's Neray, or Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers has no votes? Now, why would that be?
She's a piker compared to some of these people.
She's a kiker. Are you starting with that anti-Semitic stuff again?
Yeah.
Now, let me just say, Rita Cosby, maybe you need to have your memory refreshed.
Picture that we're going to show here for the first time of Dennis Rader. Pretty graphic stuff. This is actually Dennis Rader basically naked, right, hanging upside down.
Okay, in case you don't know who it is, he's the BTK sandwich guy who says he took one of the corpses to church. Hey, that's a good place for her. You have to be a stiff to be in church to be that foolish. Stop subsidizing these pedophiles and lunatics and peddlers of garbage, okay, these liars. Or not, you won't do it. Diversity panel faces hiatus. Oh, this is great from the Herald. In the wake of the bruising, embarrassing fight over the We Are Family video, the Broward School Board will likely temporarily disband its diversity committee next week while it brainstorms ways to get the controversial panel on track. As they say in China, darf das Xavier Lochenkopf, okay? Isn't that what they say in China?
Every day.
Board members are tired of the bad publicity the committee has brought, but some community leaders are concerned the school board will derail the panel's principal task of monitoring an equity lawsuit settlement. This will push us back months, said Bill Rettinger, the Diversity Committee chairperson. He said the committee is currently conducting site visits to schools, making sure that buildings are safe and clean. There are a lot of good people on the committee, and they're working hard, Rettinger said. The Diversity Committee was tasked 5 years ago with monitoring the school district's compliance with a lawsuit settlement. Citizens concerned for our children had filed a suit to ensure equity between predominantly black schools and white schools. The school district has been late with their reports for several years, as said activist and CCC member Marty Fertig. I'm not sure how they're going to get it out on time. Board members wanted to vote Tuesday on whether to dissolve the panel for 2 months, but school board attorney Bob Vignola said any vote needs to be advertised to the public. Many board members were disgusted by comments made during the committee's discussion of the video, which features popular cartoon characters teaching tolerance. The Diversity Committee rejected using the video in schools, as did a screening panel created by Superintendent Frank Till. Former committee member Steve Kane, a conservative, self-hating radio talk show host, called gay activists devious people. Mr. Homophobe. At its August 3rd meeting, the school board reaffirmed its policies toward tolerance and diversity and distanced itself from comments made by some committee members. I'm tired of this board being labeled as bigots, said board member Maureen Dinnan Tuesday. I don't want this committee to meet again until we have a workshop on it. Oh, let's have a workshop. What do you say?
All right, I'll bring the tools.
The board is scheduled to meet again in September to discuss ways to revamp the panel. Tuesday's decision to schedule a vote was met with cheers by gay activists who said some members of the panel have violated the school district's own policy concerning tolerance, which prohibits discrimination on a number of characteristics, including sexual orientation.
You fairy.
Kane stepped down last week, saying he didn't want his presence on the board to become a distraction. Right. School board member Marty Rubenstein, who appointed Kane 2 years ago, sadly, said last month he'd remove Kane from the panel, but then he didn't. Some activists said the board needs the power to remove any member of any committee via a majority vote. Rubenstein didn't speak at Tuesday's meeting, but has said in the past that Kane is a valuable member because he cares deeply about equity issues and has adopted 75 black children. Melissa Fotek of the Dolphins Democrats blasted Rubenstein for not kicking Kane off the panel, saying he's a puppet for a bigger agenda. Board chairwoman Stephanie Kraft said she's not sure how the board plans to ensure committee members respect district policy. Oh, it's very sad. Very sad, Mr. Ego, Mr. Homophobe, but then it's just a lot of people wasting a lot of time. Is basically what it's all about. In other words, don't confuse us with the real picture, the real task at hand here. Let's just get all bogged down. And in fact, we got some bigots on the committee. Some homophobes.
You fairy.
12:14 at 560. Maybe Steve is still suffering angst over his previous homosexual experiences that he always used to rave about and brag about when he was, his other persona was on the air, Mr. Pervert. Now he's Mr. Born-Again Goody Two-Shoes, right wing. You know, for years, Armstrong Ford Homestead has always treated everybody like family. They want to extend an offer to you to join their family. Ford nationally has extended their Ford Family Plan offer through September the 6th, and right now, at Armstrong Ford Homestead, you can get the same great pricing that every Ford Motor Company employee and their families be getting. Not only do you get employee family pricing, but you also get Armstrong Ford's exclusive Tires and Batteries for Life program. And for a limited time with any new car purchase, you'll get a color TV free. So what a combination this is. What could you be waiting for? Pick up that phone right now. Call 305-247-5112 and ask for David Rich. You won't get a better deal on a Ford anywhere in town. No bait and switch, no phony deals. And this fantastic offer is only available at Armstrong Ford Homestead, where they always treat you like family. Armstrong Ford is proud to be locally owned and operated, and Vice President and General Manager David Rich says, bring your family to meet our family. Armstrong Ford Homestead, US 1 at Southwest 307th Street, 20 minutes south of the 836. You won't get a better deal on a Ford anyplace else in town. We'll bet Greg's life on it. Check it on the web, armstrongcars.com, and then give David a call at 305-247-5112 and ask all about the Ford family plan today. Drive a little and save yourself thousands and thousands of dollars at Armstrong Ford of Homestead.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Hello, Jenny. I just lost 15 pounds. Just 75 to go. Kirstie Alley. How'd you know it was me? Your call ID? Better put that fettuccine down. And it went rollatini and lasagna. Kirstie Alley, baby. When am I getting my desserts? Doing Jenny Craig, 'cause you're big and round. I like to consider myself pleasantly plump. You're still pretty in your late Ryan shirt. Hey, you're damn sexy in your triple X big hoop skirt. It's actually not a hoop skirt. It's form-fitting. Sexy, isn't it? All she wants to do is have a hit TV show. Go, Kirstie, go. Fettuccine. Better stop eating all that raw cookie dough. Go, Kirstie, go. Cookie dough. Bet you'd make a giant angel out in the snow. Go, Kirstie, go. Angel foot cake. Girl, we're rooting for you. We don't care how much you grow. Go, Kirstie, go. Go. Who cares if your big ass is just so?
Rectum.
You're still pretty, girl, and you got that all over sexy glow.
Oh, yeah, she's real sexy, man, just like an old squashed watermelon.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pat discussing Kirstie Alley, as somebody says in the facts. Let's get her that bitch on there right away. And it says, what the hell kind of a name is Kirstie anyway? I'd eat like a pig, too, if I was stuck with that name. Good point. Maybe it's the name game. Maybe that's the problem. Ooh, the name game. We better play that one of these days soon, like today.
Okay.
The Ebonics name game. Thank you, Mr. President, for those low gas prices. Before I do that, though, we got 455 votes. We need to get, realistically, to 550 by 1 o'clock to have a shot at 700. Will you say that, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's paying no attention. Now,
He's
you guys
over there.
eating today?
I'm typing in Kirstie Alley. Calm down.
Just relax. Boy, is he hostile? Man, oh, man.
Going around.
Holy cow. Talk about hostile. Brother, wait till you see where the decimal point is on that next check. In fact, when you open the envelopes, oh, gee, that thing must have fallen out.
To the left, to the left, to the left.
Yeah. 455 votes. We got to get to 550 by 1, 457. So let's see, 43. We need about 90-some votes by 1. We can do it. There's the Gaza withdrawal. They're still out. They're on the roof, the soldiers.
Of goods and people in and out of the Gaza.
Just drag their asses out of there. They never lived there in the first place. They're a bunch of outsider agents provocateurs, okay? In Florida, we had agents provocateurs goyim, and there they got agents provocateurs Jews, Yidlach. Right-wing brainwashed punks. I'm not going to leave. God. And my favorite, though, are the old Getchkis with holding the Torah and the holy tablets, schlepping those out. Oh, don't mess with the Torah. Wow. Anyway, thank you for those low gas prices, Mr. President. What a bargain. Gasoline prices set another high today for their 6th straight record-breaking day. Oh, yeah. According to Travel Club AAA's daily fuel gauge report. See, and if anybody doesn't believe that this is going to, like, trash the economy just like it did in 73 when we had the Arab oil embargo, they're dreaming, man. They're dreaming because every single thing from the food you eat that has to be transported, and the airlines, Delta now says they may go belly up pretty soon. They may have to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
One thing you won't have to worry about fear of flying anymore because there won't be anybody flying the way it's going. The nationwide average price for a gallon of regular unleaded hit $2.58.5. 2.586, up about 2 cents from the previous day. That's the best part of the deal is it's going up every day. In the last year, prices have gained almost 72 cents, or almost 39%. 72 cents in less than a year. While the average price for a gallon of gas is close to $2.60 a gallon, prices have jumped past $3 in some individual cities and towns. And here in Canada, it's like over $1 a liter, which is like $4 a gallon, eh? The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is highest in California at almost $2.79 and lowest in Wyoming at $2.42. But then who the hell wants to go to Wyoming? Who in their right mind will want to go there? Except maybe your vice president and his bull-dyke daughter and his BS wife. What if she's still writing those steamy bull-dyke novels, you think?
Let's hope.
5670560, pound 5. Boy, I sure have a lot of stuff here, including all that tabloid. What?
No, I like stuff.
Yeah, I bet you do. That's what I heard. Aging chickens plucked from the jaws of death. And guess what? I never dreamed I'd find another story from Vacaville, California. Isn't that where Cindy is from?
Vacaville?
Yeah. Cindy Sheehan, that's where she's from.
I had no idea.
Well, yeah, you did. You just weren't paying
I'm
any
not
attention.
following that.
More than... What is that?
Like her life story or anything. I'm following the protest, but...
More than 700 aging chickens have been plucked from the jaws of death. A Vacaville animal sanctuary and several humane societies saved the old cluckers from slaughter after the new owner of a former egg farm reported not knowing what to do with the birds he inadvertently purchased along with the property. Let's go to Sunrise Lake and save those old cluckers. Oh, I forgot to mention about what's going to be going on in Boca next week. Inspired by what's happening in Gaza right now, certain groups in Boca have decided that they're going to forcibly come in and drag all the Jews out of Boca and take them back to Miami Beach, all the old Jews. Rescuers hope to find good homes for the hens which are past their egg-laying primes. This is the first rescue of this magnitude I'm aware of California, said Cindy Machado, Animal Service Director for the American Humane Society. I wonder if she's kin to Gus Machado, you think?
Sure.
The developer who purchased the Vacaville land and used to house the egg farm contacted the groups to see if they could find homes for the healthiest chickens. The new owner was dismayed to learn that the chickens were still roosting there and planned to kill most of them. While the hundreds of hens spared, death is paltry compared with the number of scrawny white leghorn chickens routinely slaughtered once they stop producing eggs. The rescue groups were happy to have saved some. Most of the birds never have seen sunlight, but they're expected to adjust to life away from the farm. They've never seen they were born in incubators, put in cages about double the size floor space of a record album. How do you like that? Poor chicken. And you're eating that chicken.
Yeah.
Are you really?
All the time.
Just wait till that avian flu starts getting to South Florida. Just wait till that. I don't think you're going to be eating too much poultry then. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, I don't care.
Stick with that bratwurst, man. I went out and bought me a bunch of sliced mushrooms yesterday and onions. Slice up. What I do is I cook my bratwurst on my Flavor Wave Deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heat up with some olive oil my mushrooms and onions. Put a little bit of that low-carb sauce on it, that pasta sauce. And then I slice up my bratwurst after it's cooked and put that all in the fry pan and swirl it all around and heat it up. Man, that is just outstanding. See? Today he's recommending something that ain't fattening like that damn ice cream he's always raving about, like Haagen-Dazs Banana Nut. And that stuff that Miguel was raving about again, the Cold Stone Creamery. You'll be cold and stoned all right after you eat that.
Not in that order.
It's great stuff. Yeah, you'll have a tombstone. That's one of my favorite names for a product, like Tombstone Pizza.
Yeah.
I think there's like a little message in there. 27 past noon at 560 WQAM on the Mo Howard David did the warm-up show. When was the last time you really indulged yourself? Weeks ago, months ago, even longer? Dial Mattress and Serta wants you to indulge yourself every night with Serta's Perfect Night mattress line. Right now, when you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you can save up to $900 off the Dial Factory mattress prices. You hear what I just said? The Perfect Night features Serta. Don't say it again. The Perfect Night features Serta's highest coil counts, finest quilting, and memory foam for the ultimate in comfort. And the Serta sale is for a limited time. You're going to save on all sizes and comfort levels while supplies last. Just call 1-800-MATTRESS. They still give you that same deal, 2-hour window that you pick between noon and 2 for delivery, and they show up on time, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, whenever you want. Chances are they have the mattress in the size and comfort level you're looking for, ready for same-day delivery if you call right now. Dollar Mattress ranked #1 in the world in customer satisfaction, which is why I've used them for years, and so is George and Mo and Miguel and even disgusting Fat Boy. You'll be a satisfied customer, and I guarantee you, I'll put your Fat Boy's life on it. Don't put it off another minute. Call Dollar Mattress right now, 1-800-MATTRESS, or do your shopping on their website, mattress.com. Call today. Be sleeping like a baby as soon as tonight. 1-800-MATTRES. Leave off the last S because it stands for stupendous, sensational savings.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Start bombing Baghdad. Do it every day.
Absolutely.
I want to watch it on TV. Iraq. We've nothing to lose. It should take a day. Let us just put an end to it. Iraq. I want to wake up and see their cities don't exist. Poke in thin air and tell that Saddam Hussein we're really pissed. You're under my skin, that little piece of ain't getting away. I'll get the mob to make a hit from old New York. Saddam has got to go of that now. We all know it's time to bomb Iraq. Up and see their cities all blown to bits, baby, and say that we're number one, top of the heap. We can't be beat. Again, we have won. Start bombing Iraq.
Abu Dhabi.
Why not start today? Let's make a parking lot of it. That old Iraq. And when all the boys are there, I'll do a show with that chick share and say goodbye. Iraq. Total 7 heads. Bang, bang, you're dead. Ouch.
Top 35. I would do that. 480 votes. We're not going to come close to 700. We got a shot at 500 today, I would say, huh? I'm not one of those who gives up easily, but I can see I'm swimming upstream on this one. They just don't give a crap to send their very best to their very worst, or just even to go over there and just tap it lightly once.
Give it up.
Now, this fax is right. Now, do you know who this bitch is? Because it's funny that he should send this, huh?
Yeah, she's the Lion Lady, as they call her.
Really?
Yeah, well.
I thought that was Greg Reed. Fax says, I don't even know why she's famous, but if you or your listeners have ever seen Jocelyn Wildenstein, which I have because she was in my tabloids this week.
Yeah.
The poll would be over. I've seen her recently at the Publix checkout line in the Examiner or Star. She is absolutely hideous, Martian-like. She spent over $4 million over the years on plastic surgery and now looks like Eric Stoltz in the movie Mask. Perhaps you can Google her and find a photo, put her down for 80 million votes. And there she is right there. And just a short blurb. It says here, Jocelyn Wildenstein. Now, can you spell that? Josh?
Yeah, it's already on there.
Is the world's scariest celebrity. She's not really even a celebrity, just a jilted wife of a really rich guy. After seeing her photos, it's easy to figure out why her husband dumped her. She is scary looking. She started out normal looking, and then it shows the first picture. She looked okay. She looks a little like Victoria Gotti. Then she started getting work done, and then it's got like a midway picture. And then I have no idea of how many surgeries it took for her to get to the point of looking like a scary Halloween mask, but here is the final...
Yeah.
Wow.
Brutal.
The final result. It seems she's had a chin implant, cheek implants, some sort of weird eye surgery. She asked doctors to give her eyes like a cat, too much lip collagen, and a very, very, very tight facelift. Even more body parts have been changed than Mr. Ego. Take a puke at that. Wow. What is this website? Awful Plastic Surgery, Jocelyn Wildenstein. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Awfulplasticsurgery.com. If you take a look at it, make sure you had lunch first before you take it, unless you're on a diet. Want to lose some weight, you'll lose your appetite for life when you take a puke at that. So thanks for mentioning that, because nobody's going to... She'll go zooming up there. She makes Sandra Bernhard look like Britney Spears. Former FBI whistleblower Colleen Rowley, along with a state senator whose son died in Iraq, are headed to Texas. In fact, they're probably there already, to join a growing anti-war demonstration. Rowley, now a Democratic candidate for Congress, and Senator Becky Lurie will join a protest initiated by Cindy Sheehan. Rowley said this week that she and Lori would leave today and stay through at least Sunday, sleeping in a tent at the site. They're paying their own way. Lori's son, Matt Lori, died May 26 when the Army helicopter he was piloting was shot down. A Democrat from northern Minnesota, Lori was a consistent critic of the war in Iraq. She authored a state Senate petition against it in 2003, but also was supportive of her son's military career. Our children are dying. I think it's time to go support Cindy and see if Bush will come out and we can say, President Bush, what is the mission exactly? Truth has been shifting all around. I think we need to rejoin the world community, not occupy another nation, Lori said. But mostly we're going just to support Cindy, said Lori, a Democratic candidate for governor in 2002. Rowley, a former special agent in the FBI's Minneapolis office, gained fame in 2002 for her criticism of FBI leadership. She said officials failed to act on information that cast suspicion on some 9/11 hijackers in the months before they carried out their attacks, and later was named one of Time Magazine's People of the Year for her efforts. And then, of course, it's the old smear campaign. Always got to smear the queer. Now challenging incumbent U.S. Representative John Klein, a Republican, Rowley's emerged as a harsh critic of the war in Iraq. It puts a human face on this issue, she said, who mentioned the trip briefly in a campaign appearance and then elaborated after an interview with the A&P. Many people, if they don't have a personal connection to the troops, it's so easy for this to become a discussion that lacks seriousness and urgency. I think it's good to show that there are real people who are being affected. Yeah, like the nearly 2,000 dead ones. And the thousands of others who supposedly were injured, but then wound up dying in Germany and we didn't find out about it?
Yeah.
Not to mention the hundreds of thousands of civilians and loads of little kids.
Well, they shouldn't have attacked us.
That's right. They shouldn't have had all them weapons and attacked us and been rattling their Britney spear. And they certainly, if they wanted to be like real Muslims, they should have worn them shmatas like the Saudis. We like the Muslims with the shmatas on.
Yeah, with the dresses.
But these people lived a little bit too civilized for us. We didn't take kindly to that.
That'll teach them to let their women drive.
Not no more. Women have to stay inside now, pretty much.
So does everybody.
495 votes, baby. 497. We got a shot at 550 by 1 o'clock. Then we ease into the 700. See? I just won't take no for an answer. That's all. It means absolutely nothing. But then at 2:05, I can go and cook my bratwurst and say to myself, I accomplished something today. I got a few lazy bastards. Huh?
Yeah, something.
Well, I'm not going to accomplish something big. Not on this station. Not in this town. Not with this audience. Not with this group we got. 490. I bet you next time I click that, next time I refresh, I bet you it's like 500. Huh? 500. Nice going. What a genius. Holy cow. I'm going to Woodbine right now. See ya. The all-time ugliest female celebrity radio, TV, movie, Sandra Bernhard, 145. Celia Cruz is in second place and zooming upward. No stopping that bitch. Rosie O'Donnell, 71. Roseanne Barr, 42. Barbara Streisand, 33. Tammy Faye Baker, praise the Lord, 32. Whoopi Goldberg, 28. Imogene Coca, 15. Who that? Where you at? Phyllis Diller, 13. Oprah, 11. B. Arthur, 9. Tony Field, 6. Randy Rhodes, the goddess, has got 5. Betty Davis, 5. Boy, I bet you Randy Rhodes and Joan Crawford had something in common. Spilky's Neray, 4. Greta Van Susteren, 3. Joan Rivers, 3. Kathy Bates, 2. And so far, Jocelyn Wildenstein, they haven't seen those pictures yet.
No, nobody.
She and Kirstie Alley and Rita Cosby have none. But once they see that picture...
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Tries to put me down and says he has a larger congregation. I tell him right away, now listen here, Nick, you heard of my show? It's number 1 in the nation. College Base, Kimball, Dollars, we're so be true to your show. Like you would to your mule. Be true to your show. I can't even school. Embroidered in gold, it sure is gold. I wear it everywhere when I go round to other AZAs. They don't know what to say, so be true to your show. Learn the ancient myths. Be true to your show. Support the Bunny Bridge. Be true to your show. get away. Be true to your show. Take your call and stay. Be true to your show. Whether it's either yes or hell. Be true to your show. All right. Yes, Kadash, be true to your show. 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 Yes, Kadash.
Well, we got the solution, baby, right on our website. Leave it to neilrogers.com. When you're voting on our poll to goose yourself over to 700, take a peek on top there. I forgot to mention that new picture today. That's maybe one of the best of all time. Middle East Solution, and there's your fearless leader with Ariel Sharon and Mahmoud Abbas, and they're like sitting around, and Bush is handing them each a six-shooter, which you'd expect from W, right?
Sure.
And he says, here, you two a-holes, shoot it out. I'm tired of effing with you. A beautiful thing. And I think that's it. Haven't I always said that? Let them all kill each other and let's move on with life. Let them keep arguing, all three factions, the Christians and the Jews and the Muslims, over that piece of desert there. Casa Hoist, that's my, if you want to kill each other, great. Good religious hate.
Leave us out.
Leave us out of it. Just leave us alone. And quit forcing us to pay all this $18 a gallon for gas pretty soon, huh? Have to take a mortgage out on you. You pull up to the tank and you got a guy, probably the guy from Ditech will be there. That guy lost that loan to Ditech. He'll be sitting there waiting to write you a second mortgage so you can fill up your SUV. 533. You see, Josh Cordes didn't think we could make it to 700 votes today because he just doesn't care enough. All right? He's too used to sitting back with those boring guys up in the Marlin games. Marlins won the World Series. Coma crowd. Too many coma people in South Florida on the air, doing sports, doing talk, doing everything. Boring people. There's nothing in the world worse than boring. Got it?
Got it.
Boring. Like Dave Van and Rich Waltz. Oh, my. He's like a male Rita Cosby with a better voice. And not much. Where are all these people with these bad voices coming from? Maureen Dowd had a great... See, I don't have time for calls right now. I know that breaks your heart.
Yeah, I'm weeping.
Well, no, because I've got a humongous... I didn't realize I had such a big pile.
Well, get into it.
Yeah, hop on it. Maureen Dowd had a great column that we had on our website the other day. Remember that biking toward nowhere? Was that yesterday, Josh?
Yes.
Where are you going? Did you read this on the air?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't read it on the air. I read
Oh,
it out
but you did read it. Well, it got a tremendous readership from our audience, and I figured, well, maybe somebody might want to hear it because we love Maureen Dowd. She's great. A little weak on TV, but she's great. She's a columnist. She's not supposed to be a TV celebrity. Maureen says, how could President Bush be cavorting around on a long vacation with American troops struggling with a spiraling crisis in Iraq? Wasn't he worried that his vacation activities might send a frivolous signal at a time when he had put so many young Americans in harm's way? I'm determined that life goes on, Mr. Bush said stubbornly. That wasn't the son, believe it or not. It was the father, 15 years ago. I was in Kennebunkport, Maine then, to cover the President Bush's frenetic attempts to relax while reporters were pressing him about how he could be taking a month to play around when he had started sending American troops to the Persian Gulf only 3 days before. On Saturday, the current President Bush was pressed about how he could be taking 5 weeks to ride bikes and nap and fish and clear brush, even though his occupation of Iraq had become a fiasco. I think it's also important for me to go on with my life, W said, to keep a balanced life. Pressed about how he could ride his bike while refusing to see a grieving mom of a dead soldier who's camped outside his ranch, he added, so I'm mindful of what goes on around me. On the other hand, I'm also mindful that I've got a life to live and will do so. Ah, the insensitivity of reporters who ask the President Bushes how they can expect to deal with Middle East fighting while they're off fishing. The first President Bush told us that he kept a telephone in his golf cart and his cigarette boat so he could easily stay on top of Saddam's invasion of Kuwait, but at least he seemed worried that he was sending the wrong signal, as his boating and golfing was juxtaposed on the news with footage of the frightened families of troops leaving for the Middle East. I just don't like taking questions on serious matters. On my vacation, the usually good-natured Bush Sr. barked at reporters on the golf course, so I hope you'll understand if when I'm recreating, I will recreate. His hot-tempered oldest son, who was golfing with his father that day, was even more irritated. Hey, W snapped at reporters asking questions on the first tee. Can't you wait till we finish hitting at least? Junior always had his priorities straight. As W's neighbors get in scraps with the anti-war forces coalescing around the ranch, as the Pentagon tries to rustle up updated armor for our soldiers who are still sitting ducks in the third year of the war, as the Iraqi police we train keep getting blown up by terrorists who come right back every time U.S. troops beat them up, as Shiites working on the Iraqi constitution conspire with Iran about turning Iraq into an Islamic state that represses women, and as Iraq hurtles toward a possible civil war, W seems far more oblivious than his father was with his Persian Gulf crisis. This president is in a truly scary place in Iraq. Americans can't get out, or they risk turning the country into a terrorist haven that'll make the old Afghanistan look like Cipriani's. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Yet his war, which, see, she always does that, every time. Yet his war, which has not accomplished any of its purposes, swallows even more American lives and inflames even more Muslim hearts, as W reads a book about the history of salt and looks forward to his biking date with Lance Armstrong on Saturday. The son wanted to go into Iraq to best his daddy in the history books by finishing what Bush Sr. started. He swept aside the warnings of Brent Scowcroft and Colin Powell and didn't bother to ask his father's advice. Now he's caught in the very trap his father said he feared, that America would get bogged down as an occupying power in a bitterly hostile land, facing a possibly barren outcome. It turns out that the people of Iraq have ethnic and religious identities, not a national identity. Shiites and Kurds want to suppress the Sunnis, who once repressed them, and break off into their own states, smashing the Bush model kitchen of democracy. At long last, a senior Bush official admits that administration officials can no longer cling to their own version of reality. We're in the process of absorbing the factors of the situation. We're in the shedding of the unreality that dominated the beginning, the official told the Washington Post. They better start absorbing and shedding a lot faster before many more American kids die to create a pawn of Iran, and they better tell the boy in the bubble who continues to dwell in delusion, hailing the fights and delays on the Iraqi constitution as a tribute to democracy. The president's pedaling as fast as he can, but he's going nowhere. Well, no wonder a lot of people read that, because it's a damn good article by Maureen Dyer. She's great. Oh, that's more of that left-wing spin doctor crap. Right. You got it. You know what they're reading about today? It's just a very short article that I read in the beginning about how Bush's numbers are sinking like the Titanic. And they're saying, oh, it's about time. Thank God, they're saying.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Too bad it didn't happen before last November, which it should have. 5:46. I can envision 5:55 by 1 o'clock, can't you? In fact, I can envision it in the next minute or two.
Sure.
And Josh Cordes sat there, Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Expert, Mr. Know-It-All, a guy who don't even know who Tony Kubek was. That's right. He wouldn't know Joe Daggiola from anybody. Do you know Joe Garagiola?
Not personally.
I'm asking Josh.
I do, yes.
Get a check. Illiterate. In fact, you know something? I think that was the beginning of the end for America. Dizzy Dean and Joe Daggiola. That was the beginning of the end of any literacy in America. It's all gone. And let me ask you something, Joe Daggiola. Where are you at? 548 votes. Stop it. See, we're not supposed to talk about such stuff, but stop and think about that whole where you at spot, okay? Think about that. It's like talk about a racist message. It's like saying, oh, well, you dark folks, you're all illiterate anyway, so let's just kind of like joke about it, make fun of it, right?
Right.
That's what it is. That's what it be. All-time ugliest female celebrity, Sandra Bernard, 156. Celia Cruz, moving. I'll tell you, for a dead broad, she's moving at 84. Rosie O'Donnell, 78. Roseanne Barr, 42. Tammy Faye Baker, 37. Barbara Streisand, 36. Whoopi Goldberg's got...
About 30, man.
Imogene Cook, still 15, because everybody knows who she is dead except me and Boca Brian. Phyllis Diller, 14. Oprah, 11. B. Arthur, 10. Toadie Field, 7. Spilky's Neray, 6. Greta Van Susteren, 5. Randy Rhodes, 5. Betty Davis, 5. Joan Rivers, 4. Kathy Bates, 2. Jocelyn Wildenstein's only got 1, but once they see her, wow. Kirstie Alley, Rita Cosby, so far I've got the big, just like Marilyn Monroe did.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Hello, this is Arnold. This is not a tumor. It's the 1 to 2 hour.
Aruba, on the TV tuba. Aruba, every day on the news. Aruba, more headlines about Aruba. Aruba, useful subterfuge. Terry Shiloh died.
Cube.
And goes under investigation now. Info that you must not know, and so the Iron Curtain must come down. You apathetic fools, cover up 10 lies. He flipped you off right before your eyes. I wonder how you'll react when you discover you need real ID.
That's something else you're not going. Betrayal and treason, war without a reason. Bolton and Abrams, Grove and Negroponte, traitors and criminal liars who do things that they don't want you to know. One day you'll wake up and see your freedoms go for the ultimate reality show. Let's get back to Aruba, 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 Aruba. You Aruba, 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 Aruba. No more Terry and Cuba.
Cube. Exactly. Get it right. Did he ever tell you what happened with his FedEx conversation?
They messed up. They're resending it or something. They
messed up. Now, that's pretty unusual because I do love FedEx. They're very, very good. I would never knock them. But, they got 80 trillion packages to send every day, just once. Plus, the stuff, like I said, probably wasn't that good anyway. 569 votes on the poll. We got a shot. We're going to get 700 whether Josh likes it or not. 572. You see that? They're zooming up. They're coming through for us, baby. Oh! You can't just sit back there like a lump, Don't be a lump. Remember Jerry Lumpy with the Yankees? No.
Jerry Lumpy?
How about Bob Cerv?
Nah.
How about Bob Barker? That's my next story. I want to segue into it. Will Bob Barker's legal nightmares ever end? Asked the National Enquirer. The Price is Right MC, who's been involved in no less than 9 lawsuits from female employees over his 33-year tenure in a highly rated CBS game show, has just settled 2 suits that were slapped against him by former staffers. How do you like that?
Huh.
Did you know that?
Nope.
Last September, model Claudia Jordan and production assistant Sylvia Clement Henry sued the 81-year-old TV legend and 3 other show execs for sexual harassment, racial discrimination, and wrongful termination. The besieged Barker managed to avoid going to court by settling the suits in late July. If Barker wanted to he's got more suits than Greg Reed, you know it? If Barker wanted to vindicate himself, he could have opted out of the settlements and gone to court to prove his innocence, but he always insists on getting his lawsuits dismissed, said Nick Alden, the attorney who represented Jordan and Clement Henry. In June 2004, the National Enquirer reported that Jordan, who was fired in October 2003 after 3 years on the program, was about to sue Barker and 3 other staffers. The Price is Right was the worst work atmosphere I ever experienced, said Jordan, 32. She said Barker fired her because she had complained to producers about racial and sexual comments on the set. You are the butt model. I can fire your ass, one producer kept telling me. And I was also told, well, what's wrong with being the butt model?
Nothing.
I was also told to stand between 2 Caucasian models to do a reverse Oreo, Jordan said. Bob was absolutely the boss from hell. A reverse Oreo. Huh. White on the outside, dark on the inside.
Yeah.
Barker, I was just thinking about Screw-Ann. Barker's publicist, Henry Bollinger, confirmed Jordan and Clement Henry's panic, huh? And Clement Henry's lawsuits were settled, but added Bob was not directly involved, was not privy to any of the settlement discussions, didn't pay any of the legal fees. He was named in the lawsuit, but was not part of the settlement. Attorney Alden said Bob Barker always plays smartass, saying his name is not on the settlement, but the settlement automatically releases him from further legal action, so he's a huge part of it. Barker still faces wrongful termination suits filed by show model Holly Hallstrom and production assistant Linda Reichert. Hallstrom is waiting for a court date, and Reichert's scheduled to go to arbitration next year. Poor Bob Barker, man, oh man, before he gets in any more trouble, why not just die right there on the set, huh? It was good enough for Johnny Olson. It was good enough for Rod Roddy, who said,
I'm dying over here.
Hey, Rod.
You fairy.
Now you know why they called him Rod Roddy?
I see.
Ask Joey Reynolds about him. Well, next time you see Joey.
Oh, yeah.
How's your buddy, the guy? Don't you miss doing those appearances and you don't get to see all your buddies anymore?
Yeah, I miss them a lot.
Especially the guy with the eyes and the guy with a fanny pack.
All the guys.
By the way, the guy with the fanny pack's probably a terrorist. Look out now.
Oh, my God.
He was packing heat at the Macarena one night. He was a security guard there for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He had a gun.
You sure it was heat?
I'm telling you, seriously. I will go to the game, and he's standing there in the lobby, and he's dressed up in some zoot suit, and he's got a gun. At any rate, Barbara balloons up like a cow. It's just a great story. From what is that? Balloons up. I keep looking at that picture of Ryan Philippe. At any rate, what is he doing these days? Is he doing something?
Don't know.
He played baseball and soccer in high school, packed on 25 pounds of lean muscle for the movie Way of the Gun. He also holds a black belt in Taekwondo. He's been married to Reese Witherspoon since '99, and she looks cute in this picture. I don't know why you're picking on her.
She doesn't always look cute.
Keeps 5-year-old daughter Ava Elizabeth close to his heart during workouts. That's her picture around his neck. I wasn't looking at his neck. At any rate, Barbara, oh, geez, and here's a picture of Barbara from Meet the Fockers, where she's like hopping on top of a nearly naked Robert De Niro. What a good match that is. But if you could, I tell you, that, what's her name, Wallenstein, whatever the hell, Larry Wallenstein, Jocelyn Wildenstein, she ain't got nothing on her. And that's without the facelifts. Oh, my God. Streisand is packed on a whopping 30 pounds.
About 30, man.
Sources say the star's bloated appearance is a far cry from when she played Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl. And they got a picture of that, right kind of like behind right behind Ryan Philippe's ass. Holy, she is. Did you see this?
No.
This is in the, I don't see why. Yeah, you did. I thought you told me you saw this picture.
I saw the picture of Barbara.
That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about Ryan Philippe's ass. I'm talking about Barbara. Jesus, you are so defensive, man.
You fairy.
God almighty. You're worse than your partner in crime there. Hostile. At any rate, she's just gigantic. She's huge, and she's put on 30 pounds in 6 months. And disgusting. Another tribute to anti-Semitism, baby. She's a walking ad for it. Well, when will the good Jews start turning up? Oh, and I'm glad I segued into that. You want to know why?
Why?
See, the people over there at the minor league sports station over at the ticket, they don't get it. Because, see, they keep talking about, well, you know, we're the hipper and younger and all this other crap. They don't realize that we don't just have old people on the air. We have old Jews on the air. Hank and me and Mo and Eddie K. Old Jews. And even one young Jew, squeaky one. Right?
Right.
And they got, what do they got? All goyim.
That's not
Name
true.
me one Jewish guy besides O.J. McDuffie.
Stu Gatz.
Is he Jewish?
Are you kidding me?
Stu Gatz?
Yeah, all the owners. Money Mark, sorry.
No,
Mark
I'm
Eisenberg.
talking about on the air. Oh, Mark, that's right. They got way out. But those are minor leaguers. They don't have any big league Jews. You want to have some numbers, you better get some big league Jews on the air. Forget about age, okay? That's your problem over there. Too many goyim. Ted Rall writes, I just love Ted Rall. He writes,
great.
sacrifice, what is it?
I said he's great.
Count me out. Remember Gary Lewis and the Playboys and Count Me In? He says, count me out.
I'll cue it
Chris
right up.
faxes, before we get to that, please add oh, nice going, Chris. Add Harvey Firestein to your list of ladies with bad plastic surgery. Also, I'll never forget the sight of Steve Kane at the Cooper City Home Depot shopping with his multicultural children and his closet queen producer at the Cooper City Homo Depot while his forehead was bleeding from his hair transplant. Yeah. That's why he's always got he used to do the holes in the head. Of course, it turned out he had a bigger one to begin with. That had nothing to do with hair. Hey, Gary Lewis and the Playboy. Speak, Gary, speak. What a talk. I can barely hear it, and I talked it up. That was nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
The Big H.
Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. I was looking for...
The Big H goes...
All right. Now, let me ask you, think the Four Tops said, where you at? I bet you they didn't say that.
Probably not.
Ted Rall writes, if you supported the war, pay for it. If America is truly on a war footing, Tom Schenker asked in the New York Times, why so little sacrifice asked of the nation at large? Military recruiters are coming up short of volunteers, yet neither party is pushing for a draft. No one is proposing a tax increase to cover the $60 billion annual cost of the Iraq and Afghan wars. There are no WW2-style war bond drives, no victory gardens, not even gas rationing. Back here in the fatherland, only support our troops' car ribbons indicate that we're at war, and they aren't even bumper stickers, they're magnetic. Apparently, Americans aren't even willing to sacrifice the finish on their automobiles to promote the cause. Nobody in America is asked to sacrifice except us, the paper quotes an officer who just returned from a year in rose-petal-paved Iraq. Symbolic signs of support are just not enough, grumbles a brigadier general. There has to be more, he demands. The absence of a call for broader national sacrifice in a time of war has become a near constant topic of discussion among officers and enlisted personnel, the general claims. Northwestern University professor Charles Moscow says the political leaders are afraid to ask the public for any real sacrifice, which doesn't speak too highly of the citizenry. To which I say, screw that. It's not my duty to suffer for this pointless war. I've been against it all along, and you can stick your victory garden where the desert sun can't penetrate. I was among hundreds of thousands of Americans who marched against invading Iraq in early 2003. Tens of millions cheered us on. The largest mass protest movement in history, so designated by the Guinness Book of World Records, brought together pacifists, humanists, and people like me. We knew Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. We didn't believe that the same White House that propped up dictatorships in Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Egypt, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia that had, when it suited them, supported Saddam, could possibly be interested in liberating the people of Iraq. When we scrutinized the coverage of the CIA's pre-war analyses, we found that there wasn't any. There were only reports dating back to 98. Ancient history in the intelligence business. We absolutely didn't trust Dick Cakewalk Cheney's breach predictions. Bush and Cheney ignored our concerns. Instead of building a solid case and bipartisan political consensus, they bullied and lied to Congress and the UN to scam us into this unwinnable war. Who can blame them? They work for ExxonMobil and Halliburton, not the American people. But they, not us, broke Iraq. It can't be fixed. It's not our fault, and it's not our problem. There's no reason to relinquish our creature comforts to back their grubby little oil grab. The most galling aspect of this fiasco is that it was entirely predictable. I know, I predicted it. Here's my column written back in July 2002. Most experts expect Iraq to disintegrate into civil war after an overthrow of Saddam's oppressive Ba'ath Party, I wrote. Opinion of the United States is now at an all-time low among Muslims around the world. Going after Iraq will make matters worse. Why give radical anti-American Islamists even more political ammunition with which to recruit suicide bombers and track the financial donations that fund their assaults? I'm no genius, but even I could see that this war was doomed 8 months before the invasion. Do the Kurds deserve a homeland? Sure. Would Iraq be better off without Saddam? Probably. But if we're smart, we won't be the ones to blow over this particular house of cards. We have too much to lose and too little to gain in that mess that would certainly ensue, I wrote. Did I call that one or what? David Hendrickson, a scholar at Colorado College, tells the Times, Bush understands that the support of the public for the war, especially the war in Iraq, is conditioned on demanding little of the public. Of course, Bush himself hasn't given up a second of vacation or a single donated dollar, much less one of his hard-partying daughters to the war effort. Sacrifice is a hard sell down here among the citizenry when we don't see it starting where it should among our leaders. I'm already sacrificing too much for a war I always believed was stupid and wrong. I'm paying $3 a gallon for $1.50 gas and walking through gauntlets of overarmed National Guard boys at airports and bus stations. I'm in greater danger than ever before getting blown up by a pissed-off fanatic. And I dread the giant tax hike will eventually need to pay off Bush's deficit. But these aren't enough sacrifices for Bush and his vainglorious generals who are planning a civilian reserve, a sort of Peace Corps for professionals, a program to see commitments from bankers, lawyers, doctors, engineers, electricians, plumbers, and solid waste disposal experts to deploy to conflict zones for months at a time on reconstruction assignments to relieve pressure on the military. If you voted for Bush, here's your chance to plant your butt where your ridiculous car magnet is, smack dab in the middle of the Sunni Triangle. Good luck. We'll pack you a sandwich.
A Pakistani sandwich?
Yeah, we'll pack you a sandwich. We'll pack you a falafel. How's that?
Bill O'Reilly will.
We'll stick it in your schmata. 114 at 560 WQAM. The Momeister coming along at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Everybody's favorite. You believe it?
No.
Favorite something.
If you're looking in the mirror and you're wondering if your hair went down the sink, down the drain, on the floor, well, guess what? It did. It's gone. That's what God has in store for most guys is a big, shiny head. Well, if you're sick and tired of looking older than you really want to, Chuck Alfieri can bring you your hair back. No holes in the head with the blood dripping down your forehead, Mr. Rigo. No dangerous pills. No nasty-looking muskrat, Mr. Mo. But just a great-looking head of hair. Charlie's skin-like hair system is 100% detectable. Looks like the real thing growing under your scalp. And you have nothing to lose but that bald spot because Charlie's work is totally 100% guaranteed. You try Charlie's system for a month, for about 30 days.
About 30, man.
After a month, if you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells, if you're not getting lots and lots and lots of action and reaction, return it for a full refund. Make the call today, 1-800-321-2413. Tell Charlie you heard about it here on the Neil Rogers Show and get your summer special QAM $200 discount off the regular $800 price of the best-looking in the world natural hairline system. So here's that toll-free number again. There's no obligation. Charlie will show you how much better and younger he can make you look. Call 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413. Or on the web, it's charlesalfieri.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Oh, and the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
20 after 1. You know, we got a big challenge here. We got 40 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And we got $5.99. I don't know.
I got 600.
Well, like I said, we got 100 to go in 39 minutes.
Ooh.
That's a heavy duty on that pull. If we don't get to 700, it's going to be like you just heard there, like Yeldy got. Slap in the face. That's right. To me, I'll take it personal. I got 601. 99 votes to go to. We should remember the golden glory days when we used to go over 1,000 during the show just routinely.
Right. The naked picture days. Is that what you're talking about?
Right. When we had naked pictures on there, so everybody in their. In addition to which, I'm going to tell you, we talk about starting from a laying down position, it's like starting a race from laying on your back, laying on your stomach.
What are you talking
Holy cow! If you look at those stats, I'm not going to be knocking Kimba and Geldy, but boy. Please get the humper back. He's on vacation for 2 more weeks, this week and next week?
Yes, vacation.
Oh, you gotta be schmitting me, man. And the way that this station disrespects that man. I see next week we got Geldy on solo. That ought to get a big tune-in audience. Oh my, a solid week of Geldy, and that's because Kimba's going to be doing filling in for. Oh, look at his schedule. Now somebody up there really must hate me like poison. You know what?
Up where?
In the sky. Or maybe somebody down there hates me like poison. Maybe that's why I got this week's and next week's schedule. Ordinarily, I don't get like 2 weeks ahead of time. I got next week's schedule, too. You don't want to know what it is. Wow. I think probably what it is we're feeling sorry for those guys across the street who are spending all that money, $4.5 million a year, and put that horseball dolphin broadcast on there. I think we're feeling sorry for them. So let's give them a little handicraft. That's got to be it, right?
What are you talking about? I'm
talking about how great it is Sports Talk Radio.
Yes.
6:01 is all I got. We got 38 minutes, and you people are not hopping on it, baby. 6:03. The votes are pouring in one at a time. Even the Bush crowd could come up with better fixed votes in Dade County faster than this. This is weak. Who is the all-time ugliest female celebrity, radio, TV, or movies? Sandra Bernhardt, 164. Celia Cruz has moved into a very respectable second 102. Rosie O'Donnell, 81. Roseanne Barr, 45. Tammy Faye Baker, 41. Barbara Streisand, 37. Get the Examiner, man. Look at that picture.
An Examiner?
Turn your ass around. Huh?
Get it? An Examiner?
Get it? And examine her big ass. Whoopi Goldberg, 32. Imogen Coca's 17. She's died. She didn't die that long ago, either. Phyllis Diller, 14. Spilky's Neray, 11. B. Arthur, 11. Oprah, 11. Greta Van Susteren, 8. Tony Fields, 7. Joan Rivers, 6. Betty Davis, 6. Randy Rhodes, 5. Jocelyn Wildenstein's only got 3. Kathy Bates has got a pair. And Kirstie Alley and Rita Cosby so far. Still, after all of this, have got the big. Oh. How do you like that?
Perversion. We have just a stunning picture that we're going to show here for the first time of Dennis Rader. Pretty graphic stuff. This is actually Dennis Rader basically naked, right, hanging upside down.
See, I thought that she had laryngitis, and then I realized I had seen her on Fox, which I almost never watched. But she just doesn't have any voice. That's her voice.
Wow.
She's a broadcaster.
I see.
I mean, what does it come to? Well, what is it now? What's happening in our business? Just a rhetorical question. The Palm Beach County grand jury yesterday declined to indict Delray Beach officer Darren Cagoni in the fatal shooting of a 16-year-old driver outside a school dance last February, and people are pissed off and fired up. The decision outraged Jared Miller's family and supporters. Cagoni was fired later in the day. Someone in the group of 8 people, when a prosecutor read aloud the grand jury's decision that the shooting was justified, said,
"Oh, my God."
Later in the day, the city, in fact, probably was more like,
"Oh, my God."
Later in the day, the city said it fired Cagoni. Our police officers can shoot and kill and be set free. That was just a farce, Jared Miller's grandmother, Phyllis Miller, said outside the courtroom. I have a message for Cagoni. I want him to remember this and remember it well. He's still alive, but remember there's a God. This is a man's court, but he has to face God.
Neil, God!
Wednesday's grand jury decision came after a judge in a non-binding ruling in April recommended that Cagoni be charged with manslaughter for shooting Miller in the back of the head as the unlicensed teen drove a Cadillac down a narrow breezeway at the Delray full-service school. Some Miller supporters pointed to the disparity between Judge Deborah Moses Stevens' ruling after a public hearing and Wednesday's grand jury decision following closed-door testimony as evidence of a legal system biased against minorities. The black man can't get justice in Palm Beach County, Shaheed Freeman, an official with the NAACP South County branch, said as he left the courtroom and discussed, "This was very evil what they did, very evil." He said a 16-year-old boy is shot in the head just because he didn't have a driver's license. We thought Jim Crow was over, but I see Jim Crow all over again. It's a shame in Palm Beach County we can't get rid of this racist mentality and have justice for everybody. But guess what, my friend? You don't. Because it's a racist effing country is what it is. That's just the way it is. Unless, of course, it's like O.J. or Michael, who used to be black. 609. Oh, I think this is our toughest assignment ever, you know what? And I don't think it's going to happen. What do you got?
609.
Oh,
just changed.
616. We need those votes coming in like, that's it, chunks. What? We need chunks, and if we don't get to the 700, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blow chunks at 2 o'clock. In fact, I'll do it for 2 hours and preempt the Mo Show.
Blow what?
The No Show.
Oh.
26 after 1 at 560 WQAM on the Mo Howard David did a warm-up show. Is he going to have some show today or what? It's going to be dynamite. You know, for years, speaking of dynamite, I've been telling you about a great company called Dry Concepts, the best carpet cleaning company in the world. I've used them for over 20 years. They are great. But did you know that Dry Concepts can also save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars by doing other things for you? Dry Concepts also specialize in drapery cleaning, upholstery and leather furniture restoration, mattress cleaning, oriental rug cleaning, and pet odor treatments, water damage too. Dry Concepts can also clean and restore your tile and grout quickly and efficiently. They're always looking to improve their service to you and find new ways to make your house look just like brand new. And during the month of August, take advantage of their Summer Sizzler No. 2 package and water damage special. Dry Concepts, from carpet cleaning to tile and grout cleaning, the only place to call. No rip-offs, no scams. They give you a written guaranteed price before they start doing their unmatchable job. In Dade, Broward, and the Palm Beaches, call them toll-free, 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071, or log on to their website, dryconcepts.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
All the crap you can unwrap, all the slime, all the time.
Real American A-hole.
Real American A-hole.
We salute you, Mr. Identity of a Key Undercover CIA Operative Revealer.
Mr. Identity of a Key Undercover CIA.
A lesser man would realize the search for WMDs is what matters, but not Carl Rove. No. You sold out Valerie Plame like a nanny on Desperate Housewives.
Can't keep a secret, oh no.
There hasn't been a leak this big since the Titanic was struck. Yet you refuse to resign from your cushy gig at the White House.
Won't give up a pension.
Now, the Democrats are calling for your head on a platter. Which is ironic, because that's exactly how you served up Valerie. Sure, you've suffered more public humiliation than a contestant on Brat Camp, but you don't care. You're Carl Rove, and you can smell the made-for-TV movie deal that awaits you.
Ow!
So we salute you, Mr. Identity of a Key Undercover CIA Operative Revealer, your loose lips, your bad timing, and your White House parking space. You are a real American a-hole.
132, 28 till 2, 643. We need 57 votes by 2 o'clock. Can we do it? We got a shot? What do you think?
We got a shot.
I never dreamed that I would find a story about my hometown.
Rochester?
Canandaigua, New York.
Oh, that.
No, Rochester's a city. Like somebody actually heard of it.
I see.
It sounds a little corny. A farmer looking for love has planted a personal ad using corn stalks in a cow pasture. It's got a photo of it. It reads, SWF got to, love symbol, farmin'. Gotta love farmin'. Underneath is a 1,000-foot-long arrow pointing single white females to his house. It only took me about an hour. I did it with a corn planter in May, Peter DeHaan. That's P-I-E-T-E-R, Dutch. A Dutchman in Canandaigua. How do you like that?
Oh, my God.
Peter DeHaan said Wednesday, as he removed weeds from the 18-acre field. I was just horsing around, he said. In place of a newspaper ad, DeHaan said he decided on an impulse to use up the extra corn seed left after spring planting at his 200-acre Pleasure Acres farm in western New York. I wouldn't place a personal ad in the paper. To me, it seems desperate, he added. This is more of a fun thing. I could put it out in the field where nobody could see it unless you flew over it. The 41-year-old divorced father said running a business and looking after his 2 teenagers doesn't leave a lot of time for socializing. His cornstalk appeal, featured this week in the hometown Daily Messenger newspaper, is one of the great American newspapers, the Canandaigua Daily Messenger. Has already drawn quite a few phone calls and emails. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't a little proud, DeHaan said. Isn't that great? Canandaigua, New York strikes the map. I can't believe it. Ever been there?
No.
Don't do it. All white people, by the way. I remember 10,000 people, no blacks. You can't get justice for black people there because there aren't any. At least there weren't when I was there. Didn't allow it. Okay, now let's see. What do we got? 646. We're not going to do it. You know what? I'm starting to get a little bit panicky now. Ordinarily, I think, we had that first big chunk. They started coming chunk, and that was the end of it.
We'll do it.
Yeah, my ass, your mama. 650. 50 votes in 25 minutes. That's 2 a minute. That's 1 every
about 30, man.
seconds. This lame-ass crowd. And, of course, it's 185 degrees in the shade there. I don't want to rub it in and make you feel bad. But, boy, the last few days here, all of a sudden, this is the spring that never happened. You know what the temperature is here right now? It's a little on the murky side. It was sunny earlier, a little murky. 73.
Ooh, yeah, brutal.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
73.
It's 173 here.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't want to be there, but you know what?
That's, of course, factoring in the hate index.
I don't want to be there. Oh, here we are again, Israeli troops.
And you can see the emotional effect on these soldiers and commanders.
They're slapping them out with a heavy accent.
They split emotionally. They are under pain, strain, and so on. But
the fact is, they don't belong there in the first place. They never lived in that settlement. They came from the outside. They're Ojan Provocatorum Yidlach, okay? Get them out of there and cut the crap already. All these punks. See, one thing about punks, they were easily brainwashed, and their parents and others did a good job of doing it. And number two, they haven't lived long enough to de-brainwash themselves. To
and the opportunity to, take to the streets,
be a jackass,
take
right?
your fist, and start a few fires.
To be a young Ojan Provocateur, correct? Right. For the wrong cause. Speaking of wrong cause, people, Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan said Mexican President Vicente Fox was right to say that Mexican immigrants take jobs that not even blacks want. Although Fox was sharply criticized for his remarks by some black leaders, Farrakhan said Sunday that blacks do not want to go to farms and pick fruit because they already picked enough cotton.
Hey, man, when you got a point, you got a point.
Why are you so foolishly sensitive when somebody is telling you the truth, he asked the crowd at Mercy Memorial Baptist Church. Mercy me. He said blacks and Latinos should form an alliance to correct differences and animosity between the two communities. Civil rights leaders, including the Reverend Jesse Jackson and the Reverend Al Sharpton, condemned the remark. Some leaders called on Fox to apologize. Fox has said he was commenting on the contributions that Mexicans make to the U.S. and didn't mean any offense, no disrespect. Farrakhan, who spearheaded the 95 million man march that drew hundreds of thousands of people to Washington, was in Milwaukee to promote the Millions More movement, which is scheduled to rally October 15 on the National Mall. The march is billed as more inclusive success of the Million Man March. This time, organizers have encouraged women and gay people to attend. How do you like that? Wow, that is really a shocker. Let me put on my blue blocker and check out that shocker. Women and gays to attend.
He also said that blacks and Latinos need to gang together against the real enemy, the Jews.
Oh, is that right? Well, he's fixated with that.
Yeah,
and, of course, take a look at what's happening over there right now. 6:59, man, this is one of the... Maybe I set my sights a little bit too high. You know, it's 6:62, 24 minutes, 38 votes. A little more than 1.5 now. We cut the ratio down anyway. They're hopping on it. You can vote as many times as you want, by the way. We don't really care the outcome. See, unlike the Sun Sentinel, we don't really give a crap about the outcome of our silly-ass poll. They're just for fun. Nobody takes it seriously. It's just for fun, right?
Don't say that. It's scientific.
Yeah, right. And very important to the future of the human race is hinging on it.
There's an award going to be issued based on this.
6:62, and it's still 6:62. Oh, man, are they going to make this difficult? What the hell is Mo going to do if we're still taking votes at 2 o'clock?
I don't know.
Huh? He did pretty good in that one on Tuesday. Probably not too happy about it, knowing him. Prominent conservative political and religious leaders called Sunday night for Senate approval of Supreme Court nominees who will vote to end the constitutional right to abortion, against recognition of same-sex marriage, and for fewer restrictions on religious expression in public places. These are good religionists, okay? I'm going to kill you if you don't agree with me. The Supreme Court has sanctioned the right to kill unborn children and opened the door to legalize homosexual sodomy, declared Tony Perkins, president of the Unctuous Family Research Council, which co-sponsored Justice Sunday 2. James Dobson, talk about unctuous, founder of Hocus Pocus Focus on the Family, told the 2,200 mostly white people in Two Rivers Baptist Church, it doesn't matter what we think, the court rules. The Supreme Court, he said in the video broadcast, has created an oligarchy. It's government by the few. Rejected Supreme Court nominee Robert Bork warned that the High Court has defined homosexuality as a constitutional right, and once homosexuality is defined as a constitutional right, there's nothing the states can do about it, nothing the people can do about it. The event was billed as an attempt to awaken Christians, those good-loving Christians, to the importance of appointments to the Supreme Court, but it also served as a televised rally supporting President Bush's nomination of John Roberts, Jr. Conservative leaders here in Nashville said they hope Roberts will be the first of 3 or more Supreme Court justices to be chosen by Bush, whose confirmations would fundamentally alter the High Court, and we can all goose-step to the sound of it.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
A bitch.
Right, you're off. You can't break me ever again. You're off limits to my shapely rear end. And that's a directive issued by choice. And unless, of course, I can pick my own boys. All I got to do is to put a stop to the noise. One more toy out of you when you're on a move. Up and down, inside and out. You better get your mitts off the merchandise now.
You're an old fool. You think you're so cool. Take off your ticket pants so I can hear you say,
I got nothing to lose since my virginity's lost, so give me back my baggy blue shorts. Why, I'll show you who's the boss. Let's get back to this activity of sports.
See, if these people realize we have those 4 naked pictures of Halle Berry on our website today, we would go like over 1,500.
We got Halle's Berry.
Halle's Berries. 680. We need 20 votes in 14 minutes. Can we do it?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. No problem, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can do it. Just hop on it. Speaking of hopping on it, Papa, the Pope is in Cologne now, in Cologne, Germany.
Yeah,
I left a message for him, by the way. I left a little something in a bottle, a specimen. At any rate, he says he wants crucifixes in government buildings.
Yeah,
and of course, he's over there talking about brainwashing young people. He's over there in Cologne doing what the religionists do the best, brainwashing zillions of young people. Yeah. Oh, the Holy Father, you know. He's out there on the River Rhine, right near the Bayer factory, by the way.
For Ute Day?
He says, oh, come join our cult. It's gas.
They like
Pope
youths.
Benedict, I beg your pardon?
They like the youths in the Catholic Church.
Yes, they do. Pope Benedict XVI is back to display of crucifixes in public buildings, saying that God should be present in public life. Oh, hold it up. At the very least, it'll keep them vampires away.
Sure.
It is important that God... In fact, that's a good poll question one day. What is the silliest... Have we done that before? I guess we've done that.
The tchotchkes?
The silliest tchotchke of all.
I don't think we have.
The mezuzah on the door, the crucifix, the rosary beads.
Right.
There's one for you.
The shmata?
Yeah, the shmata on the head. There's a good one for you.
Beautiful.
You heathen bastard.
Might do that tomorrow.
It's important that God is present in public life with a sign of the cross in homes and public buildings, the Italian news agency ANSA quoted the Pope as saying during his homily in a parish church in Castel Gandolfo, the hill town outside Roma, where the Vatican has its vacation retreat. He's retreating. He made no reference to specific disputes, but the issue of whether religious symbols have a place in government buildings has been a divisive one in Italy and elsewhere, like the U.S., eh? A Muslim activist in Italy in past years had turned to the courts to seek the removal of crucifixes from public schools in Italy, which is officially secular. You go, raghead. I like that. They had to go to the courts to get that. Yeah, that's one thing about you religionists, man. You just have you have some freaking nerve, man.
It's for your own good.
When in doubt, just keep imposing your BS on the rest of us. We don't want it. We don't wanna.
You'll
okay?
thank them
we don't
from
wanna.
heaven.
Just stay away from us, okay? Take your crucifix and your baubles and beads and your tzitzis and your tefillin, all your crap.
If a man was drowning, wouldn't you say he was
Not to mention, of course, all the stuff that the Muslims have got. My God.
Oh, yeah, magic
Talk
carpets.
about wild headgear and flying carpets. I mean, you name it. Not to be outdone by anybody else. See, it's like a contest. Who can look the most ridiculous? Who can act the most ridiculous? Who can have the most ridiculous tchotchkes and baubles and beads and bangles? Remember that song, Baubles, Bangles, and Beads by the Kirby Stone 4 on Columbia Records? I bet you Volker Bryan does, because he's an old fart.
By the who?
Kirby Stone 4. They were stoned. 693. Oh, we got it. We got it, baby. We got it. See? Now, you see, Josh, there's a good lesson for you. You have to work it.
You got to work it, huh?
Working it. That's right. Work it until you get what you want. Work it. Unlike some of the dullards that you work with. That's a good word, man. I mean, in the duck world, we like mallards, but dullards we don't like. Like Kimba, for example. He's a good guy, but he's so dull. But like up there with the sportscasters, you got your Jimmy Syphilis and Dave Van Boring. Now I heard, I don't know, I forgot to ask you last week. I heard, or maybe it was Tuesday, I heard some promo running. Is Foxy Roxy on some promo we got?
No, I don't think so.
Because it was a voice that sounded just like Geldy. Oh, my God. The squeakometer is just going through the roof at QAM. Oh, man.
Stop.
Huh?
He's not bad. He's good, man. Have you heard him yet?
Foxy Roxy? How the hell would I mean, I could come in here and listen to it if I want to listen to a boring broadcast. Well, maybe he spices it up a little bit. At least he's got to be a little more animated than your partner in crime there, the Van Boringmeister. And Jimmy Syphilis. Oh, you know what it's like? It's like having a little girl doing the play-by-play in the Dolphins game. And, of course, it fits in perfect because it's a little girl's team.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Your car. You love it. You need it. And you want to protect it. But how? You've tried the club. You've tried LoJack. You even put your trust in the wimpy little alarm system that came with your car. But where did it get you? Now, the answer is here with the Palestinian car alarm. It's a sound that could wake the dead, and it sure as heck will wake the neighbors. The Palestinian car alarm works because it's not a mechanical device. It's a genuine Palestinian. And boy, is he alarmed. The Palestinian car alarm not only sounds a startling alarm, it also uses verbal messages to ward off would-be intruders.
You are too close to vehicle.
And if thieves persist, the Palestinian car alarm will make them pay the ultimate price.
I won't let this car be stolen like my homeland. Time for you to die.
Whether you park on Sunset Strip or the Gaza Strip, you need the Palestinian car alarm.
Tonight on Fox, lock up the bagels and cream cheese and prepare for a wild ride when Fox presents When Jews Attack, sponsored by the Committee to Elect George W. Bush and by KFC, where you can get the new GOP bucket. The GOP bucket is all white meat, right wings, and only $29.95. When Jews Attack, tonight on Fox.
I can't wait. It's 1:56. See, a little equal time there. We had the Palestinian bit, then we had the Jew thing.
Right, that's nice balance.
What'd you think?
Very feng shui of you.
So anyway, here's what we got. Thank you very much for coming through. You see, if you bang them over the head hard enough, they come through for you.
Didn't
it
I
should
tell
be a
you?
little lesson to you. Huh?
Didn't I tell you we get 700?
You're surprised if we get 7. Forget about 700. If I'd have said 600, you said, yeah, we got a shot. I don't start out low, okay? I don't lowball my expectations. I said like the book.
What?
If I would have expected about lowball, if I'd expected a 3 share,
I have one of those.
Yeah, I bet you do. That's what Fat Boy said. Oh, that's right. He's highball. I keep calling him lowball. Well,
that's me.
When you're that fat, you hang real low to the ground. But
I'm jackball.
712 votes. Save all your filth for your show tomorrow, okay? I don't want to be associated with any of this crap. What do we got? Who is the all-time ugliest female celebrity, radio, TV, and movies? 712, but that's just amazing the way they came in, like I told you, like I predicted, in chunks, man. Oh, and before speaking of that, let me tell you about a great place called Laytub in Hollywood.
I'm on my way there.
Well, it might be interesting. It's, not that you live real close to there, but you're like 5 minutes away.
Right.
You might want to zip over there and maybe not sit around and wait 3 hours to have a burger, but check the situation out. Since we can't get the details we were looking for,
I'll go by inner tube.
An inner
tube.
Yeah,
you know it.
Float up on shore. Just tell them you're an alien.
I still have my ref tube.
And maybe some of the old ladies will come out and check you out. Some of the abuelas.
Good luck to them.
717 votes for the all-time skankiest, nasty, ugly female celebrity. Sandra Bernhard, 194, but Celia Cruz came from nowhere, from the crypt, to a strong second place showing so far, 118. Although I don't think they're going to catch Sandra. She's pretty scabby.
Yeah.
In fact, she looks a little like Scabby Hayes. Rosie O'Donnell, 97. Roseanne Barr, 52. Tammy Faye Baker, 46. Oh, Carlos is going to be wild.
You fairy.
He also likes, what's her name? From what's that awful All My Children? What's her name?
Susan Lucci.
Coochie Susan Lucci. What does that tell you about that child? Whoopi Goldberg, 44. Barbara Streisand, 41. Phyllis Diller, 19. Imogene Coca, 19. Spilky's Neray, 13. One thing about Channel 7, man, they specialize in hysterical, skanky bitches, and she's one of them. B. Arthur, 13. Greta Van Susteren, 12. Oprah's got a dozen. I mean, you talk about the luckiest person on the face of the earth. That's it. There's not even a contest, you know?
No.
Has she got any talent?
No.
Is she attractive?
No.
Is she? Is her show entertaining?
No.
Joan Rivers, 7. Jocelyn Wildenstein, 6. And wait till you see that bitch. Man, oh, man. Too bad we can't put a picture of her up on the website, could we?
Why can't we?
We can. that one I was talking about before. You get that picture on her, she'll have 4 million votes by 145. Betty Davis 6, Randy Rhodes 5, Kirstie Alley's got a pair, Kathy Bates 2, and Rita Cosby, the one with that great voice on MSNBC. What a coup they made. She's got one. You ought to see it.
Bye, bye, bye.